It's me, Dave the London cabbie, though sadly not cabbing at the minute due to health issues. Think I'll be knocked out all summer, but what can you do? This weekend, the famous Manchester United take on our bitterest rivals, Liverpool. I predict a scoreline of, well, I was going to go for 1-0, but I thought myself, Dave, you're being ridiculous. Come on, get a grip. So I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0. Come on, United. One love, MUFC.
Then FA for the match day, United-Liverpool. I reckon we're going to do it 2-1, maybe 3-2. Wan-Bissaka will be at right back, Dalot left. And I reckon Højlund will get the first one, Rashford will get one, and Garnacho will get one. So yeah, 3-1. Up the Reds.
What's going on, Paddock lads? Big game this weekend. My goodness. Liverpool in the cup. My word. I'm not going to lie, it's obviously going to be a tough game. But if United can win this, I think our name's on the trophy. I really do think so. And I would love that. Wouldn't that be amazing? But it's going to be a tough game. I'm going to say 2-1 United. I'm going to say Garnacho to get the winner. I've got my slits in my eyebrows like Garnacho as well. So I think it's meant to be. Yeah, all right.
Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I'm Ronaldo Brown, and this is the Manchester United vs Liverpool watch-along. And I'm here with three very special, but very nervous-looking United fans. How are you doing, lads?
Good.
I'm not that nervous. For me, it's just another day. I'll probably get battered. I don't get nervous anymore.
Just numb now.
Just happens.
Yeah. It kind of just happens now, doesn't it?
I wake up, I'm like, United are playing, yeah. This is the least excited I've probably been for United-Liverpool game. I'll be real.
I hope it builds. This is terrible.
It's actually it's very interesting that I've said that, because when I did come into, I did ask you, I was like, how do you feel about this? And you seem very not here nor there about the game, actually.
A bit lethargic. I think it's just natural with where United have been, especially this season and recently. Like, I'm not excited, I'm not nervous, I'm kind of just expecting the worst, because then if we then win, it's a big surprise, but if we lose, it's kind of what we expected anyway. I mean, it's hard not to be negative, but it's been a struggle recently.
But one of the questions I do want to ask you is, you're saying you're kind of not excited or not nervous when you're playing Liverpool and it's meant to be one of the biggest games of the season. Do you not feel, though, in the circumstances that we're in, chasing top 4 or top 5, it might be, being the only competition that we've got, that we're basically still in with a chance of winning, and you're playing Liverpool, one of your biggest rivals at home, I feel like there's a lot more riding on it than we're actually making out at the moment, though. Because realistically, what does losing today, embarrassingly, and then having the pressure of getting top 5 do for Ten Hag's future?
I think he's under pressure already, isn't he, to be fair? I think everyone knows that. Whether he should be or not is obviously another debate, I guess. But, I mean, it's going to be a tough game regardless, but it's just a case of, let's just try and hold like we do well. I think the thing at the minute is the performances are just so bad. I'd happily take a scrappy 1-0, get to the semi-final, get to Wembley and knock out Liverpool and ruin this romanticised narrative that the whole of football have got at the minute, that Klopp is going to do the quadruple when he's not even in the Champions League.
You don't want to be part of the Klopp's little farewell tour, don't you?
No, not really.
I think that's one of the biggest pains, because as United fans, as we've seen, we've got all our rivals thriving whilst we're struggling, and we're kind of having to do this weird choose between of, do you want Liverpool?
Every year,
yeah.
No, to be honest, I'm just like, let it run. Like, it is what it is. Like, whoever wins it, because football cycles, in it. Like, we'll win again. Like, I'm sure, like, whether it's now or it's 5-10 years, like, we will win again. But that's how football is. So I've come to the fact that you just got to accept it. Like, United had their period of time. I think teams have... When I say accept it, I don't mean that we should accept us being rubbish in that sense, but as in the situation we're in right now, there's not much you could do until this change happens with Ineos and that. So, as a fan, I think from a mental perspective, there's just no point stressing over, like, this team winning. Like, the way I feel personally, I feel when Man City win things right now, this isn't me, like, taking the piss out of City fans or whatever, but I just thought it doesn't hurt me like that. Like, I'll be real, man. I'm being very honest. I swear, like, I'm not doing this thing where I'm just like trying to fish, but seriously, it just doesn't. I don't care.
I cared more 7 or 8 years ago. When it was a bad couple of years, and you think, well, we'll be back next year. We could be back next year. but after such a long time, it's like, well, we're not involved in this right now. Like for me, today's a bigger game for Liverpool because this is a period of time for them where they can win trophies. For us, I've got no expectation. Like, yeah, if we get a scrappy win today, we've still got to play City.
I don't. It is true, but I think there's still a part of me, the competitive fan in me, that losing to Liverpool is never going to sit right. It's never going to feel good, especially after what happened last season. So I'm going into this game thinking the likelihood of us winning is very low, but I still want to see a strong performance. And what's annoying about United is we are very capable of making a game of it today, and then it going down to the last 5-10 minutes, dying embers of the game, and then losing heartbreakingly. I think United have the possibility of doing that, and it's almost, what would you rather? Would you rather making it competitive and then getting that gut punch right at the end once you've got the hope, or is it better just to kind of like 2-3-0, we call it a day, we focus on top 4? Obviously we've got the added incentive of Fulham beating Tottenham yesterday, and they've got a pretty difficult run going ahead.
It's a weird one, that though, isn't it? I mean, no one expected Fulham to win 3-0 yesterday, and obviously it gives us that little bit more hope. I mean, obviously I know with the teams that are still in Europe going further, it obviously helps going into 5th, becoming Champions League and all that. But it's going to be so hard just to make up the gap, I think. And effectively, in terms of the league, United need to win every game, and we've still got some tough games coming up. Obviously, like you said before, Tom, as well, we've got City still potentially if we were to get through in a FA Cup. It's a bit like you said, Dan Abdullah, though. It's like, kind of don't really care. It's just a bit of a weird one. Like, Liverpool, I always want to beat. Where it's with City, it's like, if City were to beat and win the league over Liverpool, I'd be okay with it. Not okay with it, but I'd rather it than Liverpool winning anything, because I hate Liverpool. Like, I don't know how a lot of Mancunian fans, I'd like to think it's similar, but City have always just been there, and you've kind of not liked them because you've had to not like them.
You've also got that thing though of people aren't realising that City are possibly on for back-to-back trebles.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
And it could be what opens up 5th for us if Liverpool win Europa, City win the Champions League. I think
it's all but confirmed that 5th might be because West Ham beat Freiburg in the Europa League.
I thought it was the Italian club.
The thing is, I don't know how it's working because it's just only one guy said that. So Miguel Delaney.
I think it's the overall performance, isn't it? Taking it all into account, and you've still got a few rounds to go, haven't we?
It's so many mathematical crap that I just can't be bothered working out, so I just wait until the end of the season to figure out, and then I'll just see who it is. Like that's all I'm doing.
I think we'll finish in the top 5. I think we'll finish in the top 5.
Who do you think we catch, Tottenham or Villa?
I think Villa.
I have the feeling Villa might fall away more than Tottenham. But
you know what? Let's see. It's quite interesting because I feel the way, I've said this all season, I felt that the way Villa are, it feels very much like Leicester-ish. Do you remember when Leicester, we crept into the top 4 on the final day against Leicester and then we beat them? I felt it could be that situation, but
they're having to play strong teams now as well in the conference, so that'll catch up if they keep going.
It's tough, but they just seem, for me, it's the way Unai Emery plays. It's brilliant. Like, they're very compact. They're difficult to break down at times. Like, to be fair, majority of the time they've played a big team at home. They've been quite difficult. I think bar that Spurs game where it opened it up a little bit. I think City, one of the best performances I've seen against City this season is probably from Villa at home. Arsenal, they got the result against them. So it's not like they've just sort of, battered the smaller teams and not shown anything. I think even in the bigger games they've put performances in, but the European Conference League is sort of the hindrance. I think Europe is when you start questioning things. It's like Leverkusen with their unbeaten run now, or like going for the Bundesliga. Everyone's saying, does them going in deep in the Europa League, is that going to impact them in the league? So that's always a question you got to ask. But I think teams have come to get used to it a bit. Like a few years ago, I feel it used to impact teams a lot more, like being in Europe. But I think teams are like starting to manoeuvre around it a bit better. So I don't know how much it's going to really impact.
I think even teams like Villa have a bigger squad now than they did.
Exactly that. Yeah.
There's more money. They might end up paying for that now though. Villa, I know they've got a little bit of FFP issues, but I can already see Abdullah having a little peek, and the United starting 11 obviously has been released and it is available right now. And as we can see on the screen, the starting 11 for United today is Onana in goal. A back 4 of Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof and the low left back. So Wan-Bissaka backing at right back. Nice. And then you've got a midfield of McTominay, Mainoo and Fernandes, with a front 3 of Højlund returning with Garnacho and Rashford. Is there any more confident after seeing that starting 11? Because we have got two key returning players in terms of Højlund. He was banging him in before he got injured. And then you got Wan-Bissaka, who's probably one of our better 1v1 defenders. And we'll have to see Lindelof at left back.
My worry there, yeah, it's good to see Lindelof not a left back, obviously, but I think my worry there is, in terms of the transition, Liverpool are one of the best at it, and one of the, how do I say it nicely, one of the ones that probably aren't the best at that is McTominay midfield. So that'd be a concern. Delow's obviously better on the right, that's a concern. Lindelof, although better at centre back, is a concern as well. I think it's probably the best 11 we could have put out, but I still would worry.
I would have played Maguire potentially, but obviously if he's not fully fit, he's not.
Yeah, Maguire's actually, I think as a United player, we do obviously see that you come under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of pressure. You see a lot of the things that get said against the likes of Rashford with his poor form, or like Antony, and you're almost under more of a microscope. And we've seen what's happened to Maguire over the years, and he's almost been made the butt of jokes. And so what do you make of, from a character perspective, the way that he's almost like turned it around a little bit in the last 6 or 7 months, where he's performed quite a lot better?
He's done well hanging there, hasn't he? Because he's not fallen away. It was, for a while, it looked like he might be damaged quite badly from it. And to be honest, I've never wished him, it's funny with United fans, because when he was the butt of all the jokes, you almost kind of, you see him make a mistake on the pitch, you go on Twitter and everyone's piling on because he's put a pass out of play or whatever. I actually think he's quite good on the ball, for certain parts of his distribution, switching play.
I think his issue on the ball for me a lot of the time is how slow he is with his distribution. Like, I see this maybe a lot of the time because a lot of us go Old Trafford, don't we? So there's one thing that's been a pretty common theme with our forwards is they'll make a run in behind a defence, and then the centre-back will just be sort of doing that. Whereas like at Liverpool, Van Dijk, or maybe Van Dijk obviously is one of the best centre-backs out there, but just like when you look at a lot of the other teams in general, when there's that space to hit, the centre-back will go bam. I think Maguire sometimes just over-dwells on the ball, and I think Evans, again, at his big age, you can't even blame him, but I think that's an issue that we see in general with a lot of our centre-backs. I'd say Varane's probably a bit better. Lindelof, historically, he's got that passing behind. Like a few seasons ago, I think under Ole, where he caught like Rashford and Bruno with a couple of them passes. But for me, Maguire, I think you're spot on. I think, when with all them jokes that sort of went around, I think people went over the top with it, because it was like any moment he'd have, if any other player made that same mistake, it wouldn't get highlighted. Yeah. I think social media really controls perception of players heavily this season. I think the one that I see obviously a lot recently, which obviously I have a certain opinion of, which is with the Rashford thing. I think you see the other day the links to PSG is everyone like, go fuck off, like all of this, like get him out of here, and it's because the pylon's there. There's always a pylon on a player. To be fair, like I won't be hypocritical about it, because I thought David De Gea's time come to an end like last year. I thought he should have gone out on a high before last season, because I loved what David De Gea had done for the club. For me, he's a club legend. Like, he's up there. He's one of the best goalkeepers we've had at the club. So I think there was a bit of a pile-on with him last season as well. So that tends to happen. There's always a player there, and I think Maguire's come at sort of the end of that and done all right. And I just think he's a much better pure defender than like a Lindelof. I trust him a bit more if it gets quite difficult, and I think him and Varane's probably a bit more balanced.
Do you think there's concern? I'll let you go on this. Do you think there's concern about Núñez? I've not seen the Liverpool starting 11 yet against the pace of Maguire, or do you think that could be?
We don't play that.
But
high
again,
Lindelof. This is our issue. Our biggest problem this season, which I said this last show, I'll say it again. I'm so happy Jamie Carragher actually like highlighted it, because it had to be said. Like, how do we play such a low defence and then we play so high up with our attacking line? It's absolute insanity. I've never seen it in football. Like, you just leave in the middle of the park wide open. We get transitioned through the centre. So I think Maguire plays deep anyways. Like, we play it with our defensive line so deep. So I think we just need to be braver. So
the middle of the park.
Is that naturally what we want to do, though?
It might be
with a full strength 11.
It might be. I feel like you're right. I think it has to be somewhat intentional, as Madueke scores and makes it 4-2 against Leicester. He doesn't score often, but he seems to score bangers only. But you talk about the midfield as a bit of a problem area. Casemiro hasn't been great this season. He was quite poor in the last game. He's obviously not available today. But it still looks like a bit of an imbalanced problem area in there, because you've seen a midfield pivot now with McTominay and Mainoo starting today. And you talked about players that come under scrutiny and who doesn't. McTominay's another player that divides opinion a little bit in the fan base. What do you think about him starting today in that position, and kind of the defensive cover that we'll get, or even the ball playing ability from the back.
I mean, you'll get the work out of him. It's the way we approach the game. We might not have as much of the ball today, so that's kind of a positive. I do think McTominay can be a bit of a spare part sometimes when we are trying to build through the middle and play cute passes in little spaces. He's got such great instinct, and he's saved us so many times this season, scoring goals at the other end of the pitch. But when playing in there, I'd feel more comfortable with Casemiro, even if, as you say, he's not playing particularly well at the minute. Positionally, just the way he'll read that area of the pitch. McTominay, I think, he goes for a walk, he goes for a wander.
For me, though, it's because of the way we're set up a lot of the time. Because I'm massively critical of McTominay a lot of the time, obviously, but I think managers, the onus is on them to create the right spaces for players and the right setup for players to play in. I think you look at a good example of that is Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen. Like, a lot of the players that have been there for years at Leverkusen, when they're scrapping sort of lower league in the table and stuff like that, a lot of them are still there in and around that team and playing at a higher level. And there's a reason for that, because you've got to create them spaces for your players to play in. I think with the higher level of football, we highlight a lot of players. You say, this guy's poor, this guy's shocking the ball, this guy's doing this. But I think when I watch our team, especially in the big games, our players look trapped a lot of the time. Once the player touches the ball, like I see this against City and Liverpool every time, especially against the top teams. Like Delo, for example, touched the ball at left back or right back, where he's playing at full back. He's always the example, and he's always one that's going to try and go up the pitch or find that forward pass, compared to our other players. And then you look around and it's like, there's no one here, everything's blocked around me. And Scott McTominay, for me, looked better on the ball under Ole for a reason, because I think Ole played him in that certain... simplified his game. And I think it goes down to the fact that we repeat on here quite a lot is Erik ten Hag amplifies a lot of the weaknesses of our players. Like, they stare you in your face, like Marcus Rashford higher up the pitch, like playing him in a certain way. For example, like, there was a stage in the season where he's playing him on the right wing. You know what you're going to get off him on the right wing. Do you know what I mean? You know the outcome. Onana, we're still playing with such a low defensive line, even though we sold David De Gea and we got Onana in. Like, so for me, our players' weakness is stare us in the face, and one of them is this Scott McTominay thing. Right now, Scott McTominay is stuck between two positions. He's either someone who comes off the bench, plays almost as a second striker, attacks the box, sort of causes problems, as he did in that Villa game when he won the game. That's how you use him. Against Brentford, that's how you use him. Or you play him deep in the double pivot and you let him rattle and battle and win the ball and let Mainoo play out of that pressure. So he's almost in that middle bit now where he's playing as like an 8, and I think that's not his game at all. I think it's either that he does the scrappy stuff or he almost saves the day.
No, but this sort of stuff, does this not concern you more so that as fans we're seeing this every game, but the manager isn't? You know, we're seeing, like you mentioned before, about the gap between defence and the forward and the midfield just being nowhere to be seen. We're seeing this every game that we're watching. It's like, and Jamie Carragher perfectly highlighted and analysed it really well in terms of it almost looked like the midfield didn't know what their instructions were. And if we can see this, and then pundits on the TV are seeing this with fair ease, I get we've got injuries, but I feel like the injuries we've got still doesn't give excuse to the fact that we aren't playing as good as we should be, and the players look a little bit lost out there sometimes. And I get the players have got to take their own responsibility sometimes, but is that not the concern that we're seeing more often, that these performances are maybe because of the manager's instructions, and that is why he's possibly under pressure? Because I don't see how, Kobbie Mainoo's young, he's a very gifted footballer, but you're seeing him at the literally straight from kick-off. That's instruction. Yeah. And if it's straight from kick-off, you're wondering why he's running forward, running back, not knowing where to be. Yeah. Surely that's where, on the first start of the game, literally from kick-off, that he needs to go, right, this is where you're going to go. So he knows what his instruction is from the off.
I hopefully do want to see like a bit of pragmatism today. We don't often, especially against Liverpool, I'd rather us keep it tight and also almost make it at least a game of it. But there is someone that is almost a forgotten man that I almost didn't notice was on the bench, and it's the return of Mason Mount. I might ask you, Tom. I'll put the question on you. What do you make of the Mount signing currently? Just as it stands now, someone that we signed for 55 million, come from Chelsea after being relatively successful, rated quite highly, and he's been non-existent, but also when he's played, he's been neither here nor there. What's your opinion?
It's difficult thinking about where he's going to fit, because as we're talking about, what what we have as a team, our style of play. We don't really know what it is, so we don't know what it is he's going to be fitting into. At the moment, he's a bad signing purely because he's not been available. You spend all that money, you need the position we're in, you need players to come in, it needs to work. When it doesn't, it's a problem. So he's been missing all year. I'm still pretty confident that he was a player. I know how much you believe things in the media, but I think other clubs were after him. I think he is a player that is appreciated by managers who, if other teams had got hold of him, I'm sure he would have been contributing now to teams that are playing better football higher up the league. I do think he's a decent footballer. I think he can come in and contribute. It'd be difficult for anyone in this team at the minute.
I think the player you're mentioning there is because you're seeing Kai Havertz obviously performing a little bit at Arsenal, which is a bit of a strange one because apparently statistically at this point in the season is the exact same as he was when he was at Chelsea last season. But
he's playing different roles, isn't he? Yeah. But the thing that I'll say with Mason Mount, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday about this, and even earlier today actually, about his position, and I highlighted 2 games, and I thought he's pretty decent in them 2 games. I think off the bench against Luton at home, his general reactive pressing once the ball that come into the centre of the park, just winning that ball, and then just the fact that he has that carry with the ball helps a lot, because Bruno doesn't really carry the ball through the centre. I think Cobby's got the ability to beat a man under pressure, but he's more of the guy that brings that control. When you look at Kudus, for example, at West Ham, he will get the ball and he'll carry through 3-4 guys, sometimes even all the way to the goal, as we've seen. And I think that helps a lot with your forwards. That Bowen benefits a lot off that. And Paqueta and stuff like that.
Those are quite low percentage actions, though. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, because a lot of the criticism that United this season has been the lack of control and making the games very end to end, and it's almost like a basketball match, and we concede in 20 shots a game. But Mount comes in and he doesn't change that at all. Do you know what I mean? Mount isn't someone that has any pause, or he's
I know what you're
Bruno,
saying.
Where
but I think
it's more
sometimes
helter-skelter.
You need to control chaos. So if you're going to play chaos ball, you need to control that chaos you're playing. And I think Fred, I was saying when Fred was here, I'm going back to the point with Fred, because when Fred was here, for me personally, if we were going to play the football we're playing this season, where you're just pushing with 2 number 8s so out of the pitch, trying to recover the ball, and you're just leaving the lone 6, then why did you get rid of Fred? And then when you're playing Mason Mount, a lot of the time he's done this weird thing where he's pushed Bruno to the right, then Mount. Do you know, in some of these games, obviously Mount's not played a lot, and I think even the manager almost doesn't know what he's trying to do with Mount. And the way I see it when I talk about the midfield is from the carrying aspect. It's just that we're going for it anyways. Where McTominay's playing, the game against Everton, those 2 passes that he put in behind to Rashford, if you remember them, they were just overhit. And that's where, for me, if Mason Mount is in that area where McTominay is, you get a better pass in that position. And I think if you're going to play this, just go for it, and you're throwing guys up the pitch. And Mason Mount is a better reactive presser than McTominay. I think he's lighter on his feet in them situations. McTominay gets caught, like he said, he's a bit lost sometimes, just wanders about in that area of the pitch. So why don't you actually test him, like him and Bruno's, the high 8s? I know you can't really do it today, but a lot of the games earlier in the season when there was an opportunity to test that, Erik ten Hag was just doing different things. And I don't know. I think we obviously we need to fix the element of control, but sometimes you need to sort of control the chaos. When you can play in a chaotic way and still have control, if you know what I mean. Liverpool
play like such a high line, and they give so many chances away, but they won't deviate from that because they have periods when they might not be playing well, but generally they give you a lot more to think about going the other way. So even when teams do break and get chances, you've got to be quite careful about how much you risk, the ball coming back the other way. I think teams risk it against United because they think they're not going to hurt us. Let them play. We'll take big chances. We'll go to Old Trafford. We'll pile forward because, we'll probably get the result, and it's happened a few times this year.
And on that, on you obviously mentioning the threat that Liverpool do pose, I will go into what their actual starting 11 is and how much more nervous it makes you want to read it out. But the starting 11 for Liverpool today is Kelleher in goal. You've got a back 4 of Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, Quansah and Robertson, and then you've got a midfield 3 of Shobo, because I'm not going to try and pronounce the rest of his name, and then got McAllister, and you've also got can't see yours. Endo, you got Endo as well. I hate the way that they structure these. You know, the starting 11s on teams, they don't have numbers. Numbered, And then you've got a front 3 of Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah, and Diaz. Very, very strong, especially the front 6 that they've got there. Obviously, they don't have Kanate, and they've started a young lad, Quansah, next to Van Dijk at the back. Do you think that's a position that United could possibly attack with Højlund back, and he's been in good form?
He's got quite a few games. He's not one of the kids, that came in for the League Cup. He's got quite a few games, Quansah, this
Played
season.
against City at Anfield, and I thought he'd done relatively decent. I think with Quansah, it's more like talking about maybe, which we don't do enough of, is getting Højlund to almost just pin down one of the centre-backs and using Rashford on that knockdown. I think a team that's done that quite well, because you can probably compare, they're not the exact same players, but you can compare the styles in ways, maybe like Giroud and Leao when Milan had a successful period with them two. And I feel like the ball would go up to Giroud and you'd see Leao sort of just play off him. I think I would want to see, I've seen it in some recent games, which is a bit annoying. Højlund's injury come at the wrong time, because I feel like Garnacho, Rashford and Højlund started to sort of get something going there together. So I think using Højlund to just pin down like someone like a Quansah and then looking at the flick-ons with like a Rashford or Garnacho, where in this type of game you can hurt them historically as well. Funnily enough, the game that Rashford scores 2 goals, I think it was against Trent and Van Dijk, Lukaku has like sort of the knockdown on one of them. So when you're playing these type of teams, not I'm saying that's how I'd use Højlund all the time, but I'm saying in this type of game, that's where I'd use Højlund sometimes. And I've really enjoyed, it's so funny how it's changed with Højlund, but I've really enjoyed watching him sort of play that hold-up man role in the last few weeks before his injury. Like, he started to actually look like he's been a bit sharper on the turn, or earlier in the season it felt like he was just scrapping the defenders a lot, and he needed to get that coached into him. But I think when you look at the Luton game, even parts, was it Villa, quite a few of the other games around before his injury, you could tell he's a bit more sharper and a bit more smarter when he's getting the ball, and he's not going into battles. He's learning a lot, and he's improving a lot.
He's had a bit of success.
Confidence, it makes a big. Once you get the goals going, it's funny, innit? As a striker, like, it can genuinely impact your whole game.
There's no doubt when the ball comes to you, you have an idea about what you want to do. Whereas when you're struggling, you're second guessing it straight away. That's when you will dig in and start fighting defenders.
The way I think with Højlund was, though, is I don't think any United fans, well, I'd like to think most, but I don't think anybody actually had a doubt about him. Usually when a player comes in and he starts struggling, you can see that they're not scoring or whatever, you go, oh, maybe not. But I don't think anyone ever actually sat there and thought he's not a good enough United player. I think it was probably one of the only times I've seen where it was like, you're a really good player, it's a nightmare that you're not getting any service. And we were, as fans, we were putting the blame on everybody else, because he was never getting any service. He felt he was really feeding off scraps. I felt. I found myself feeling a little sorry for him at times in the start of the season.
I agree with you, but this is what the issue I find with like sort of how we perceive it as fans, because this is a problem we had last season. I was having this conversation with a lot of my friends before about United last season, and I said we're not creating enough high quality chances. So Rashford historically in front of goal, like earlier in his career, would miss quite a lot of chances, like one-on-ones, and sometimes he'd like freeze up a bit and stuff like that. But last season he was just putting chances away. But I don't feel like we were going into games where he was having 3 or 4 chances. I felt there was no patterns to create a certain chance. So when he was up front last season, it felt like it's just a moment or two. And I said, once that dries up, whether he dries up in front of goal or whether we stop finding them sort of chances, then that problem would come. So I think this problem that we've had with Højlund up there, it was actually there from last season. But I think it was just covered up because obviously like we had Rashford being prolific in front of goal. And even now, with Højlund being in the team, we're still not even, with Højlund scoring the goals, it's still the same issue. It's just him putting that chance away. I know in a few Champions League games and stuff like that, he's had chances, and because the dynamics of those European games are so different, there's more space. Naturally, with the way, his running power and the way that he is, he's going to get them chances. But in the league, we're still struggling to create. There's no type of chance that you can point at and say, that's a Man United chance. That's how Man United create a chance.
Even against Newport, just which in effect was a bit of a training game. Obviously, I know it was a bit hairy for a minute, but we could approach it that way. And you see with the wingers so desperate to score, in the end, Højlund gets that chance in the last minute, doesn't he? Which was his only real chance of the game, and it looked it was fortunate that it kind of even fell to him. In a game like that, you'd be thinking that he'd have 3, 4, 5 chances. He had nothing.
It literally, that goal against Newport was pretty much an example of the whole season. It was a goal that he almost had to create for himself, fighting for himself almost. Because quite a lot of his goals that he actually had scored weren't like straight assisted. It was almost like he had to fight for it. And even the run of form that he's been in, he scored goals, but the service uptake hasn't been actually that much. It's almost, I think it was something like he scored 7 of the goals, but only had like 8 or 9 shots when he scored them. So he was being extremely clinical in almost an unsustainable fashion. But where you see like a lot of the strikers at the bigger clubs or the strikers that are performing well, they're getting 2, 3, 4 opportunities a game. And Haaland has not afforded that. Yeah.
And I think it was that it was something like Haaland has got like 2 more non-assisted goals than Haaland since he moved to City.
Yeah.
So goals where he's not received a pass, where he's picked up a deflection. Or he's put in a loose ball.
That's crazy.
So similar to the one from last season, which is funny. That's probably why I got the thing that come to you with the Rashford thing, because last season I looked at a stat and it was like 9 out of whatever of his goals were contested, or more of his goals were contested rather than being set up.
Just loose balls, picking up deflections,
So it all links into it, and we're not seeing that same thing. I think we're not seeing that consistent pattern of creating a chance. Man United just need to establish. That's what it is, not establishing a way of playing. It just kills your whole game. Like, whether it's good or bad, just establish a way of playing. And right now, when you watch Man United, it's literally a style that's just caught in between two minds. They're either trying to play pure transitional football, which is knock the ball in behind, do this and do that. And people used to dress it up under Ole as if that's all Ole had. All Ole had was counter-attacking football. When in reality, actually look at that at the time, especially when we faced City 3 times at the Etihad. 2 of those times for me, we were the better team at the Etihad. It wasn't purely on the counter. If you actually remember in one of the 2-0 wins, like where I think it was Dan James, Martial and Rashford up front, there was a lot of chances where we were creating, like, even outside of the counters, where we were popping it out about a bit. And I think it's with Ten Hag, that's one thing that Ole had over him. It wasn't, you knew what you were going to get. Like, you were playing this transitional football, but it wasn't purely just reliant on counter-attacking moments hitting this space. We actually had something about us in a way.
I thought we did struggle more at Old Trafford. Well, maybe not more, but we struggled a lot at Old Trafford when the onus was on us to break teams down. Yeah. So I think as much as I can appreciate that time on the road, I'm not a massive critic of him, but I think there was a ceiling to that type of football.
Yeah.
And even when we finished second,
when the time came for him to go,
I never felt that we were going to kick on.
Do you know what I mean?
And elevate that into
it's a good point.
a title challenge in football.
Yeah, because I think now, because obviously what we're seeing in the football's not exciting. I think there's been quite a lot of revisionism when it comes to Ole, and people are looking at him in probably giving more credit for some of the football we played than he probably got at the time. But also, I think sometimes people are going a little bit too far the other way with it, almost seeming like they want him to come back.
But he got terrible criticism, didn't he?
Do you know what I mean?
A bit much at times.
I think Man United fans thought we had to win in a period of time when we weren't really ready to win. I think the season when we finished.
So do you think Ole? So you didn't agree with the Ole sacking at the time?
To be fair, when it happened, I thought it was the right call.
It was definitely the right call at the time.
When I'm looking back at it, the moves that the club were making, like the decisions that they were making in around that period, the one that sort of sticks out for me is the season we finished second, so the season before he gets sacked, is we needed a defensive midfielder badly. That was what was going to bring the balance. A young defensive midfielder to almost be an understudy to Matic. And then you go into the start of that year, when we finished second and we're top of the table, I think after beating Burnley when Pogba scores. And you start thinking, do you know what, like, we can be in a title charge here. But the one thing that I was saying on Paddock at the time quite consistently was, I'm still seeing a massive issue in this DM position because I don't see Matic and Pogba holding it up. And McTominay and Fred, they're only there for set occasions. And yeah, with Ole, there was a ceiling. I think you just saying that the point of he had a ceiling was that. And I think top teams that are well run know when people sort of when to move managers on.
Yeah.
What I do want to go back to is some of the team news though, because we have seen a return of Aaron Wan-Bissaka into the lineup, and that is important because what we have seen in the past couple of months is United playing a lot of makeshift left backs with Luke Shaw's injury, obviously sending Reguilón back. You've not even got Martinez, who probably could have done a job being deputised there. And I think today would have been one of the worst possible games for United not to have a full-back playing left-back, with Mo Salah being in the form he's in. And I don't think we would have wanted to see Mo Salah versus Lindelof or against Amrabat or anyone else. And I think the low being the left-back, because people might think, why don't you play Wan-Bissaka against Salah? I don't think he can. I don't think he's got the ball playing ability to probably play on the left side on the angles that are on that side of the pitch. But Dalot played left back against Saka away at the Emirates early in the season. I don't know if a lot of people remember, but he did amazingly well against him. And sometimes I have a thing where I think right-footed left backs can almost play very well against left-footed right wingers.
Yeah.
Because especially against Mo Salah, he's going to cut in. He's going to cut in on the low strong side. And I'm also, as you've probably seen if anyone follows me too, I'm a big fan of Delo. I think he gets a lot of stick that he shouldn't. Yeah. And I think he's going to be majorly key today in the Salah versus Delo matchup if he does play left back. And I think Delo's got the ability, if he's on it and he's switched on, because that's sometimes his problem, is his concentration. I think he can play very well against Salah today, but you might be a little bit more worried than me. But I think Wan-Bissaka coming back so that Delo can play left back, and we have.
I agree with that.
I think it's an important.
I think that's a really good way of looking at it. To be fair, and to be fair, like you say, you compare that to what Lindelof probably would have done at left back. It would have nowhere near been as good as a job. I think that the past few games Lindelof has played there, you know, it's not been a disaster, but it's certainly not been good. And I think a lot of needless fouls have been given away by Lindelof as well. So. And like you say there, with him cutting on, we know how Salah likes to play, he likes to cut in on that side. It's something that we'll see probably a lot this game, and coming onto the low strong side, it'd be really useful to have him there with Wan-Bissaka coming back in to go to the right. So, you know, I wouldn't be really too worried about that. I think it's definitely the best of a bad situation. I get that, but I certainly wouldn't be as worried if it was Lindelof.
I don't worry about Dallo as much.
Not anymore, I don't.
Anymore. Just I think he's been one of my most consistent players this year.
I think originally I was quite worried about him because I thought there was a time where he probably was very out of form. He didn't really show his actual ability, whereas this season I think he's really kicked on.
I think he's one of them players that you look at and you go, if you were playing at a Liverpool or City, with your ability, like how would you look as a player? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think sometimes I watch United and I feel like Ole Delo's the one that's trying to play. I swear, it's like he's the only one. I don't know if you see it, but like the other day, I forgot what game it was, like we were struggling in, and it's like he's the only one that's getting the ball, trying to carry into the centre, trying to, like, you know, make something happen, and everything around him's just dead. So even from an on-the-ball perspective, he's improved a lot. I think the only thing that I have with him is in that final third, is he's got the ability, but sometimes it overhits the cross or something like that. I think I'm a big fan of him because I feel you could tell he puts in a lot of work off the pitch. He's got a lot of passion to make it at Manchester United, and I think if Man United are to turn things around in the next couple of seasons, I can see him being one of the crucial figures that are going to stay around the setup. And yeah, today he might struggle to, like, with what we're saying right now. I do agree though with what Ronnie's saying about how, you know, with the left footer on that side, we've seen him have that good game against Saka as well. We've seen him have some other decent defensive game as well at left back. He might struggle to play out the back from that side, but still, for me, it's about defending against Salah today, and I can see him having a good game. If he doesn't, again, it's Salah. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen Shaw have unbelievable games against Salah, then we've seen him absolutely ripped apart. Like, that's what happens against the best players in the world. And it's only
moments. It's certain moments that they can definitely catch you out. But sorry, like, you was talking and I was listening. I was just really, really bothered by obviously the ITV punditry there, where you've got Graham Souness stood in the middle of the pitch while everyone's warming up at Old Trafford. I feel like he should be not allowed anywhere near the stadium. The hate I have for Graham Souness. I was just literally watching that, hopeful that one of the balls just hits him in the head. So, like, when I was watching that, but
to be fair, it might do one of Delo's overhit crosses, like you say.
I think that is Delo's problem. I think it's what separates sometimes good players from great players and great players from the best is just like doing the right things more often. So sometimes it's just all about players having that level of consistency in their play and concentration.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I think he's shown he can do everything that you need to do. It's just bringing it together.
Yeah, but that's what I mean with it. It's like you just said then, though. You can tell he's doing so much work off the field to actually improve, and you can clearly see it with how consistent he's being for United at the minute. Yeah, I think there was definitely a worry that he probably wasn't good enough, but I think he's shown now that he is. Obviously, he got his new contract last year. He's shown that he's improved it even further. So ultimately, as well, that work off the pitch has helped him, and I think, like you say, if United do start slowly coming back and get into where we want to be, I can see Delo definitely being a part of that as well now. Whereas probably 2 years ago I couldn't. So it's good that he's proved a lot of people wrong, including myself probably.
Yeah, we have mentioned though, because obviously we spoke to a couple of years before it. We all know about the intense rivalry between Manchester United and Liverpool, and we've actually got a special. I'm going to call it special because I really like it. It's a little mini documentary that I think has been formulated by Jay and Ole, which kind of details a bit about the Liverpool versus Manchester United rivalry.
Manchester United have never been short of rivals. Whether it's the battles with Leeds United on and off the pitch, the title races against Wenger's Arsenal, or the non-stop tussles with our noisy neighbours. But there's one rivalry that burns brighter than any other for us Reds, and that's that one with that lot from down the M62, Liverpool. Beating Liverpool can not just make or break your weekend, in some cases it can even make or break your season. Losing to them can be the worst feeling in the world and make you question everything about being a United fan.
That badge, the shirt you put on, it should mean something. Blood and thunder, passion, sweat, tears. They gave nothing today, nothing.
Beating them can be the sweetest feeling ever.
Finish!
Come on!
Back to
Finish!
Sancho. Space!
Finish! Yes! 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 Get in there!
So why do we all hate Scousers? Clap your hands. What is it that makes the two sets of fans truly despise each other? Why can't we all just get along?
It is a historic rivalry, and it's not just football. Liverpool and Manchester have been competing for years with things like economy, jobs and trade. This goes all the way back to the Industrial Revolution, where Manchester and Liverpool were two of the biggest cities in the country, establishing themselves as some of the world leaders for textiles, shipping and manufacturing. And if that rivalry wasn't big enough already, the creation of the Manchester Ship Canal was certain to tip things over the edge. All of a sudden, Manchester could bypass Liverpool and access the sea directly, which meant they were challenging Liverpool's credentials as one of the biggest port cities in the UK. And then add to that the fact that Manchester United and Liverpool have been the two biggest clubs in English football for almost 100 years, you have got yourselves a rivalry like no other.
Centuries-old feuds over money is one thing, but once you started throwing football into the mix, the rivalry took on a whole new meaning.
It's the biggest game in English football. They have been the two most successful football clubs. You know, a game against Manchester United, you just dread and losing because Old Trafford's a horrible place to go and get beaten, and unfortunately I've experienced it.
It's the biggest game in English football, bar none. It's a fierce rivalry. It's the two most successful clubs in England. It's two cities with historical, cultural differences. It's always a spicy atmosphere. It's the big one, yeah.
When did it start for you, John, this rivalry? Was it something like as a kid you're just aware of it? Because when I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s when I was little, and when I was like first started going to the game with my dad, I was aware that Liverpool were sort of winning titles and, you know, they were the team to beat. And then we had the Fergie era. Was it something that you just sort of knew as soon as you started becoming a Liverpool fan? It's like United are the team that we hate.
My first memories of football are the late 80s. I was born in 82, and so I started to be conscious of it late 80s. My first game I went to was 1990, and we won the league that season, the first time I was, you know, going to in the ground. And the United weren't really anywhere, but there was still this real sort of animosity towards them. You know, you get our fellas saying, oh, you know, even when they were in the second division, they were on the back pages of the papers and stuff like that. There was this idea that, you know, Manchester United were the media darlings and were the, you know, the one everyone sort of, you know, wants to give all the attention to and stuff like that. And there's probably still a lot of that sort of going on. And I'm sure Liverpool have had that backwards, you know, the idea about, you know, I think Ferguson used to moan that it was always Liverpool players on the telly, Liverpool players and stuff. So we probably had a little bit back, but it is funny, like Manchester United felt like the big one, and I remember thinking these games are different. This is, and there was a few good ones in those early years when I first started going. There was I think we won 2-0 and you guys were over the title with Leeds, and it felt like the Liverpool had denied you. And then the 3-3, I remember being a really good game, and from quite an early age, like early teens, it was like Manchester United's the biggest game of the season. Man United's the one that you want to go to, and Man United's certainly the one that's going to have the biggest edge in the air. And the fact that you were only getting more and more successful. And it's funny actually, because we played City at the weekend, and this is sort of a good example of where that rivalry is. Straight after the game, and it was 1-1, and I was sort of walking out, and this City fan, I don't know if he turned the wrong way, but he's walking past the cop in a Man City shirt, Man City scarf, and just sort of walking down. And I remember seeing him thinking, you wouldn't get a Man United fan doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I walked past him, and no one was bothering him. And listen, that's good. That's a good thing. If you've been a United fan, like, I mean, there would have been a few comments at least, you know what I mean? And a few people who would have had plenty to say. And so I think that sort of sums it up, really.
Both clubs have had periods of dominance. United in the 50s and 60s under Sir Matt Busby, Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, before a certain Sir Alex Ferguson knocked them off their perch.
Funny enough, it's an FA Cup game on Sunday. My single worst day as a Liverpool fan was in 1999 when we led 1-0 for the whole game, and then you guys came back and won 2-1 in stoppage time. And even worse, I think you had quite a good season that year as well. Went on to win 1 or 2 trophies, which obviously made it even worse. But you know what it's like, because especially when you scored early and you were leading all game, and then because the stadium, you know, it's a massive stadium, isn't it? What is it, 70,000? It feels like 170,000 when you're crowing and all celebrating around, and you're sort of surrounded, because of the way the away, it's a horrible place to lose. It's the worst place to go and not win. And like I say, because for my life, you have been so successful, you know, there hasn't been that many where we've won, and so there's all that. So there's the extra edge around it, there's the extra tension around it, and all just contributes to. Yeah, it is a massive game of football, and yeah, if you get beat, it's the worst feeling. But if you can go there and win, and I've been to a few of those as well, there's nothing like that either.
But has Jurgen Klopp got Liverpool back on top? If it wasn't for Manchester City, Liverpool would probably have a few more titles. Some claim that this is the greatest Premier League rivalry ever.
I mean, Carragher's statement that Liverpool-Manchester City over the last 6 years is the greatest rivalry is offensive.
But really, one title doesn't make Jurgen Klopp part of the greatest anything. But a successful season in his swan song could change all that. It's up to United to make sure any talk of a quadruple is just that, talk. Bring it on.
And we are back, but that documentary, as you've just seen, probably one of my favourite documentaries of all time. And I think you agree, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And to be fair, just before we went back on camera, Tom, you just said you went to school with Mainoo, didn't you?
No, I didn't
so Mainoo
say that.
might be lying about his age.
I said he went to my school years after I left.
No, it's the thing. You know what's interesting about Mainoo is everyone's talked about like different conversations about his height and his stature, and whether he's short or not, whether he's tall. He's actually a lot taller than I thought he was when you look at him on the pitch. Because I saw him in town. I think it was outside Harvey Nicks a couple of weeks ago, and he's
going to be Weatherspoons, was it?
Nah, right. I think I've seen him from a glance in Sexy Fish as well, which is another. What I mean, I think the glam, but he's a lot bigger than you think. I'd estimate he's at least 5'11", at least. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's mad? The FA Youth Cup game that he played, and Garnacho scored 2 goals in that one. Was it 2 goals? I forgot which game it was, but in them FA Cup games, watching him, I remember saying to my mate who was next to me on the day, I said, this guy just needs to grow, because he was so sick on the ball that day, just playing out of pressure. I would just want this guy to grow, get physically ready, because everything else he looks so mature at doing it. And I think, funnily enough, that summer he just shot up over 3-4 months last year, and he got there, and I think that's what he needed to do. But when you watch him in that Youth Cup final, he just looks so ready on the ball. He looks so mature, playing out of pressure, almost the tag of what we needed with Frenkie de Jong, and he was showing us that.
On that exact point, T2 the Izzo in the comments has just said Kobe is 5'9". Trust me, he isn't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the point I'm making. You think he's 5'9", he's been labelled as 5'9". He's very much not, because I'm about 5'9". I tell people that I'm 5'10", and Kobe me.
I'm 5'9" and a half. I just make sure they're aware of the
obviously
half inch.
When I put shoes on, I'm fat. You know what I mean? So it's all the difference. He's a good couple inches taller than me, at least. So he's definitely not 5'9". By the way.
It's a good way of measuring, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Is he bigger than me? Because am I lied about my height anyway? But but he's definitely not. But as you've seen, he's been very promising. He's had to garner quite a lot of responsibility at a young age, only being 18. And I think it's even more so today, because you're looking at the midfield 3 without Casemiro in it. You might see Mainoo being that bit of the deep player, that person that's getting the ball in the first phase and probably having to shield the back 4 a lot. There's actually quite a lot of responsibility against a team like Liverpool on Kobe Mainoo today.
He's been thrust into it, and I think a lot of the young players over the last few years have been. And it's probably not been the right environment for them to thrive. So it's an even bigger credit to him that he has been doing so well. Probably similar to Garnacho as well. It's not been easy at United the past few years, and with the probably lack of obviously I know Roy Keane and Gary Neville and all that go on about it a lot when they're on the TV speaking, but they probably didn't have the similar characters to probably what they did in the 90s. So it's a massive credit to them that they're still breaking through and doing as well as they are. It's just hopefully they can sort of be the start of that next beacon of hope for United and all that in the next few years, where hopefully, like you said before, football is cyclable. Hopefully our time's coming again very soon and they can be a big part of that as well.
He looks the most comfortable on the ball of all of our players at times.
He looks so much better on the ball than some of them, and
which is tragic.
Well, yeah, really, especially when he's so young and he's coming and he's got so little experience of sort of the men's game, I guess. But in terms of that, he really does. He looks the most comfortable and most composed on the ball out of probably all the midfielders, bar maybe Bruno sometimes. So I think he's brilliant, done so well, and it's good to know that he's a bit taller than you as well, Ronaldo.
Yeah, exactly. And as you've seen, we've been talking quite a lot about what we can see on the camera. We've just seen them. Why has Tyson Fury been interviewed before the United-Liverpool game, by the way?
Desperate,
yeah, he's like green trackies, yeah.
It's because I saw a video about him the other day, Tyson Fury, where he's gone to going to the supermarket with his missus and wanted to buy all the lowest price items. Like he didn't want to buy real Nutella for £6, so he wanted to buy like the off-brand one for £1. And he just kept like going around the whole supermarket, all these stories. Basically,
it's too expensive.
Too expensive.
Get these £1 lollies. There you go, Vimto. Great.
Get them £1.
And then he says, we spent too much on the Lambo.
That's what I was thinking, because I think he's making out to be like he's some sort of cheapskate, even though he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
When in reality, he's one of the biggest splashers apparently in the boxing world, where he does go buy like Lamborghinis and stuff like that, but he doesn't want to buy the real brand lollies and Nutella for his kids.
He's an idiot.
He is an idiot, but like, doesn't that tend to... There's a lot of people that will make money, and them certain habits won't need... Like, I swear to God,
that is true.
You'll be around some people that you'd be quite surprised. You'll be like you're up, but they'll go to a shop and they'll be like, yo, that's like 5 of that, yo. I'm paying 5 of that. Do you know what I mean?
I think I'd be like that, to be fair.
If I became a millionaire, I'd still be on Boohoo, man, getting a £5 t-shirt. Yeah. I'd still be on that.
To be fair, I've
got expensive taste.
Have you got expensive taste? You
can't afford it, but yeah,
because you do get people like the opposite that don't actually have loads, but the lot that they have, they'll splash. Like for you, someone could be a billionaire and want to buy like a Boohoo Man t-shirt for £5, or someone might have like 50 quid in their account, but they'll buy a t-shirt for 45 quid.
Zara, and this is one of my more expensive t-shirts.
This is Zara, to be fair, as well. Does the job in it. Now with clothes, I've never really had like this whole like dripping out stuff. Like it's just not for me, man.
I don't spend anything.
As long as I look like
not
presentable.
Yeah. There's only so much I can do really with this, so it's just whatever.
YouTube. I see what you did there. It's YouTube, or it's just YouTube when you say it fast. He's just said, how are we trying to stop Liverpool winning a quadruple when they aren't even in the Champions League? Bloke on the ITV just said it. Well, they are in the Europa League still, so that's probably what would that still count as a quadruple?
It's a quadruple, but it's not the quadruple, is it? They do it every year around this season. They know exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to rile people.
This is what's getting me so vexed, because we're United fans right now, struggling to get top 6, top 5. The last competition we're in, and we've got to watch like Liverpool be on for a quadruple. You've got to watch City being possibly on for back-to-back treble, and then you've also got Arsenal that have the possibility of doing the major double as well this season, because people aren't talking about that, but there's every chance that Arsenal are capable of winning the Champions League and the Premier League. So, and as United fans, we're just on the outside watching in, like everyone's in the club and we can't even get in.
I can't lie, if we survive this period with just a City treble, I'll take it. Like this stink show light of a period. If we just survive it with just City winning the treble, I'll take it.
And do you know what's been so frustrating as well? Like, if you are, I know Newcastle went out of the group stage, but they were unlucky to do so, and they actually put in a good account of themselves. They got done by a couple of decisions. But if you are one of the Premier League qualifiers, normally you're in the mix. If you're not a favourite, you're a dark horse, because by default you'll be one of the best teams in the competition. Every time we've been in the competition the last 10 years. Useless. Absolutely useless.
Utterly useless.
Not even in with a shout.
I want to know,
because you're talking about Arsenal as a favourite. It's the first one back after so long, and you're right, they are a favourite. They could win it.
The turnaround has been crazy.
Just shows how you have to build something sustainable before you get there. Like trophies cover up.
I mean, if it just highlights how badly we've been run the past decade.
It's true, because that one comment that I made on one of the last podcasts that I was on, it was when transfer season comes out, every time it's United being linked to like these, usually a bit less so now, people want to be a little bit more discreet, but it's always linked to like the big stars and the big names that are like sometimes 28, 29 plus, where you got United have signed like Zlatan and Lukaku's and the Ibras and the Cavani's and Casemiro's and Varans, and you've got all these like high caliber names. And what's happened is, I feel like United thought that it's raised our ceiling short term, but it really hasn't. I think United need to be a little bit more focused on those floor buys. I did say kind of floor transfers, but I think floor buys is a better term, where you buy a lot more base players that have quality that can contribute to the system and the team, but then not necessarily be very fashionable or stylish, or someone that's going to sell loads of t-shirts.
It's so short term though, isn't it?
Yeah,
because we talk about Ten Hag. Whether Ten Hag's the man, we'll see. But we shouldn't be signing a bunch of players that the next manager comes in is going to change the culture, have a different idea, doesn't want half of these players, and we're talking about another rebuild. You should be able to change managers seamlessly, and they come in and they have to adapt to the club just as much as we adapt to them. So the players you're signing are part of a bigger project than just one manager.
I think so, because in the end,
we've struggled with that.
You're right, because in the end, you're only as good. It's a cliche. You're only as good as your weak, as your worst player. You're only good as your weakest link, and that's true in football. You can have all these like high caliber players that you bring in, but they're not going to thrive when the base of the team's still quite low, and it kind of brings down the quality. I think United need to raise the quality slowly rather than buying all these short term, because in the short term it feels good when you're buying Casemiro and Varane and stuff like that and playing well, but it doesn't benefit us in the long run. Where I feel like United have been better off doing what Abdullah said earlier, where you had Matic playing, buy a young up and coming CDM to kind of grow into the role that could have been flourishing by now, and then you wouldn't have to do this signing. Or instead of getting a Varane, you get a younger centre half that's ascending, that might not necessarily be as stylish or fashionable, but over a long term period of time, you don't have to replace him, because now we're talking about two players in Casemiro and Varane that we have to then go back into the market to replace.
The problem is as well, right, is obviously that the marketability of these players is obviously that the commercial side of the club always looked at, because it helps with buys and all that sort of stuff, and it was the wrong way to look at, running a football club, which has obviously been spoken about loads of times. But in terms of those players, it gave the online section of the fan base something to shout about. I worry for some of these players that we're linked to at the minute, that if they were to come in, probably like the ones that would probably come to my head are like the ones from Benfica and Sporting, Antonio Silva or Diamande, the casuals that probably don't watch those
João
leagues.
Neves
João Neves, those players who genuinely would come in and do an incredible job for us,
and I think
and who would actually have longevity as well, where we should be going to. But the problem is, some parts of the section, some sections of the fan base online can be so toxic and not allow these players to flourish if they don't just start straight away. And
I think it's pretty evident
a worry.
now. I think you got it spot on, but it should be pretty evident to us as Man United fans that that's what we need.
I don't think there's any evidence though of this way of running a club has ever worked. We didn't sign like this when we were winning, and the only one you can compare is Madrid, but they would sign the best players at the peak of their powers.
They'd build the foundation.
Or just before the peak. They wouldn't be signing them, when they've already peaked. It doesn't work.
But it's like you said, there was no evidence it ever worked, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter to the powers that be at the club, because for them, what works is making money. Yeah. And unfortunately, those players coming in, like the Ronaldo buy, obviously I know Solskjaer alluded to it, but was probably, with hindsight, the wrong thing to do. But the shirt sales and all that sort of stuff that comes behind these big names, that is what the Woodwards and the Glazers, that's what they looked for. They didn't care about the football result or aspects of it at all, because it doesn't work running a football club, and there was no evidence of it ever going to work. But that never crossed their mind, which is why with the Ineos thing now, hopefully that's where we start to see these cyclical changes where the right decisions are made by the right people, and hopefully we then start coming on the up. Because a lot of the people that are speaking in the media, they're probably terrified of this, because United could potentially make the right decisions and come back, and that's
I
not
don't
what
think
we
you're
want.
ever as far away as you might think. You can turn it round in a couple of years if you start making good decisions. Things move very quickly when you start making one good decision after another.
I'd argue quicker as well. I mean, it doesn't always have to be.
I agree.
It doesn't always have to be a couple of seasons, or you talk of 3-year rebuilds. if you get the right decisions made and you have those foundations in place, you could be talking a summer and a January, something like that. So this summer for Man United is massive, and it goes from the people we hire above the manager. Does the manager stay? The players that come in and the players that leave. If all that is correctly made this summer, then there's no reason why United couldn't genuinely kick on next year. And I don't think not getting the Champions League is the worst thing sometimes.
We've just seen, by the way, the players walking out. And as they started to walk out, the nerves started to kick in. So all this thing that you talk about before the game, no expectation. And at the end of the day, you see United and Liverpool walk out Old Trafford. And as a fan, I got a little bit nervy. And I'm like...
Yeah. This is the first
do you know what I mean? I'm up for it now.
I don't know if it's the nerves, but I got a feeling. When I see the walk out, I don't know what it is.
Little butterflies.
You know what? I'm up for it a little bit.
In better times, I was nervous 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Yeah. But, maybe it's just a sign of the times. But
so can we get? So what we will do? Can you read before I get yours? I want everyone in the comments to give me their match predictions. Hopefully the score lines aren't too horrendous in the comments, but I want you to give me in the comments what you predict the scoreline will be as the game's about to kick off in about 30 seconds to a minute or so. But can I also get the pre-match prediction of you three? I was gonna say you two. I might have missed you out there, Abdullah, but give me a little
2 on Man United. Goal scorers. You know what? Haaland and Marcus Rashford.
Haaland and Marcus Rashford. 2-1 win that we nick.
I'll go 1-0 United, McTominay goal.
Do you think a 1-0 shithouse win?
1-0 shithouse win, proper scrappy. Crash the box, header, goal. That'll do.
God, that team's scary.
What about you, Tom?
I'll go 1-1.
1-1 safe.
Hands of the penalty gods.
Hands of the penalty. Ooh.
I can see it being 1-1.
Who are you backing though in a penalty shootout? Because it usually comes down to the keepers, really. I think penalty shootouts these days.
If they got Kelleher,
he's
decent.
He's been good, man.
Onana's not even faced penalties like that. Like
no, he hasn't.
He saved one earlier in the season.
And that was a big pressure penalty. That's it.
No, I feel like we faced another penalty. Kane as well. Yeah, well, obviously he didn't save it. But
did we have one against Copenhagen and the other? No, we didn't, did we?
It's just kicking off now, isn't it?
Yeah, game's about to kick off now. United have the kick.
I'm glad we've got 4 people on today because in these type of games I've become a bit.
At least we'll get Stretford in the second half. But the game has now kicked off, and
you just watch the game.
I'm officially.
That's it. Now. We're all now silent for 90 minutes.
And Ollie, I don't want any celebrations or laughing from you. We have a producer behind the camera, by the way, who is a Liverpool fan. So you might hear sniggers, laughs, and cheers for all the wrong reasons. But it's right, man. We'll be sacked in the morning.
Wait, not conceded.
So we ended up being wrong. So the first thing we have noticed is Delo's actually playing right back, lads, and it's Aaron Wan-Bissaka that has been tasked with playing left back.
Like the Spurs game.
Yeah, against Salah.
I was gonna say that earlier. When you guys were talking about who plays that left back thing, but I remembered that Spurs game. Oh, bro, I think Bruno's trying to hit Rashford on the left there, and it's
gone completely wrong.
Never looks under any sort of pressure in it.
The thing is, Wan-Bissaka there being on the left.
That's a good
Lindelof winning his first header against Nunes is a point.
He's just too much. Isn't he?
Can't cope.
Pass in front, yeah.
But well played.
Pass
detail, 18 years old, the composure there is just incredible.
I don't expect any of our other players to get out of that little melee there.
No, that's what I mean.
Players around.
Well played. I'm back. Well played.
Bounce.
Go
on. And again. Oh my days.
No! McTominay.
Oh,
what a goal that would have been, by the way.
Class that. He's took that away from him.
I what McTominay scores.
Wan-Bissaka, what?
Very sharp, fast start.
What shot was that, man?
I didn't open his mouth.
Oh, you got to be
He wouldn't have played it if he'd heard the shout, would he?
See, it's little snippets like that when you watch us play and you think, do you know what, we can do it.
We've got to roll this up now, so don't.
Good start.
Great start.
A little in front. Very good, sharp start from United.
Can't be that. But the whole thing, even that move.
Hoping we don't blow our load.
Pause.
Yeah. It's not a pause. I was referring to that, man. I don't want the pre-cum performance, man. Big boom.
Not really to anything there, was it?
just think, I don't know. I'm wondering whether McTominay didn't have enough time to shout
to realise what
he probably didn't.
Yeah.
To be fair, it looked like he was gonna leave it, and then he just swung his leg at it.
The thing is, I don't mind Wan-Bissaka shooting there, but it's a shot, like some weird sliding shot. At least try set yourself for a sec, then bang it.
Yeah,
it's a nosebleed shot.
He was never
and a
setting
nosebleed
it.
decision to even take it on.
You're exactly correct. He doesn't seem like he was. He ended up falling and sliding, which is pretty much Wan-Bissaka's motto.
I really hope this works out with Cobby and McTominay, like as like some sort of pivot or something.
Yeah, I think it potentially could. I think he'll just do the running, won't he? To be fair, McTominay.
I just think we've been just been caught in them two roles, like I said, where he seems to like sort of play 10ish or 8, like as a high 8, and he's ineffective on the ball in that sense. But I think if you partner up with Cobby and let Cobby do the on-the-ball duties.
Good listen.
I'm not
doing really well with a high pass
also
as
let
well.
Bruno push to 10. My thing is, honestly, it all goes back to just letting Bruno be the pure 10, because I feel that's why he struggled still this season. Generally,
yeah, he's constantly coming deep, isn't he?
I don't know like what his role is a lot of the time, like when in midfield this season.
Nice.
Gone to the left there, but looks
very sharp start from United though.
Really well.
Pop it off.
Yeah.
Great ball.
Oh, good. Oh, Rashford.
Lucky.
Rashford edge of box, good save by
Really not settled Liverpool
looking
at all.
sharp,
No,
lads. And I think it's only been the first few minutes or so, but United's pressing structure, good save. United's pressing structure looks miles better. Because you even saw when they passed the ball to Robertson, then you had the low pressing right up on Robertson, so he was actually
I love
backing
that
up the
from
press.
Garnacho. That's what I was talking about, like before when the thing was on. To Tom was just saying like Garnacho in the moments, he just seems to get in the right position every time. If he just looks for the cutback, it'll become more unpredictable. Because like you don't know what he's going to do, or go on the outside, or look to shoot, or.
Salah's got throw-ins on it.
It's the decision.
Do you reckon Salah's got throw-ins
for any
on
winger
Ollie?
That's coming through?
Yeah,
that's what they've got to land.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll take time. Like you made a good point with the City thing. Like if he's at City, he plays half the minutes, and he improves a lot of his game. Whereas at United, the pressure's on straight off the bat. Like look how long it took Foden to actually be an established City player. Like he's always looked like he was going to be that guy, but they took their time with him.
They really took the time.
It's always going to be difficult being that though, I think, at a club like City, where they can just sign a replacement of you, where the team's littered with 50, 60 million pound players.
Oh, no.
I can't say. Does anyone else pronounce his name?
Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai.
I don't think he's a bad player, to be fair. There was a lot of talk of him or Mount, though, wasn't there? You know what? Because I think they signed around a similar times, didn't they? And it was a big comparison between the pair of them.
I'm just going to keep saying it. Now that I know how to say it. It costed about 70 million, though, which is about 15 million more than Mount did.
Oh, I thought he was a bit less than that. Was he? Was he more? I don't know.
Was it like 65?
Around that mark.
I don't know where you've got add-ons and stuff, but I don't think they've been hit this season, to be fair.
Yeah, whenever you talk about add-ons with United, you feel like
I think that wasn't. I don't think that was the right. He's forced that a bit.
We've started really well. It's like you say, the press from the front's been really good.
Should have probably gone for that extra passing.
Yeah.
Robertson.
Opening the legs. Mainoo, always composed. Gets the arm out. Stockport saved off.
Lucky.
Angle weren't there. Sloppy though.
I think sometimes he's just trying to.
Snigger number one from Ole.
He'll start to ease in though, won't they?
That's always my concern, whether United can keep the performance sustained throughout, because we have seen a lot of periods of spurts of performances in games rather than a whole performance. That's why I kind of was like, I know I'm a bit greedy, hoping that we kind of capitalised on that chance where McTominay could have got a free shot on goal.
Yeah, one of those chances against teams like this, you've got to take them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Really. Good defending, Varane. Played really well.
I think that the way like City plays, they'll sap the life out of a game, whereas right now this is.
Why don't you just let us play on though?
There's opportunities, isn't there?
I think he probably thought that he didn't have it completely under control.
Garnacho and Bruno just went off at the ref at that. Because the foul's up there, innit? They've stopped it there.
Just give it another couple of seconds. You can still pull it back, can't you?
Maybe just thought that if Garnacho, he didn't believe in Garnacho, the ref. Thought if he turned, he was getting tackled.
He doesn't know.
Driven. Oh, he slipped there. Quansah. Probably was always overhit.
A bit overhit, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't think it was on really, was it?
Go pressing from Rashford.
Like
the work rate though. Like the work rate.
Looks up for it, to be fair. Come on, United. Some of them, like one of Højlund or Garnacho or Rashford, will get another big chance. I'm convinced. Like in this type of game, just hope they take it. That was good though. I like
Højlund, please.
I do want Højlund to hit the 20 goal mark this season.
Yeah.
He's on 13 right now.
Good
pass, good set.
Højlund, I thought obviously the pressure and his age and stuff. I'd have been satisfied with 15 goals for him this season, but he's on 13 already. A little injury there. He's well on course for 20 at least.
Yeah, Joe Smith did predict 15 before the season started. So
is that all comps?
All comps.
Yeah.
Because he did think that he would have like growing pains. Obviously being 12.
Well, he arrived injured, didn't he?
Oh my days!
Oh, I thought it was in.
Jesus Christ, my heart.
Jesus, fucking hell.
What an effort! So Salah's already switched wings. Nunes has found him drifting the ball over Dalot's head, and it's great technique from Salah, by the way.
Look at that.
Great technique, and he's almost found the bottom corner.
That was close.
He spins off the turf a little bit, doesn't it? I thought it was in off the post. Nestling.
You know, he's already on the run. He's already on the run from Wan-Bissaka though.
I think Wan-Bissaka with his defensive duties will probably keep him at bay, I think. I hope.
It's an international break now, innit? So Liverpool could just throw everything at this game. Like they're not gonna like look to make any subs and stuff early.
I think that the youngsters and stuff like that.
What are you trying to do?
What was that there? Oh, guys.
Well in Dalot. That
good
was
defending Dalot.
There, man. You had two guys.
What was
so high
there?
risk, isn't it? That's a foul.
That's a foul.
Should be yellow, that.
Yeah, probably.
He loves a foul.
Rashford's in. We look a second sharper than Liverpool, though.
Yeah, he's on. Go on.
Good, at least just keep it. Nothing wrong with that. Go pass.
Great ball.
Go on. McTominay. Go.
Yes! Come on! Lovely football. Come on! Yes!
He's onside, isn't he?
Scott McTom, well deserved. Man United, better team. Let's go. Yes.
I deserve that.
I mean, to be fair, that's my
great football.
1-0 McTominay.
Great football.
Almost dislocated my thumb.
Great football.
Just slowed it down, didn't he? Waited for it.
It started really well. That was a reward. That
very good football.
It's been really good.
We look well more up for it. Liverpool almost look like they've just come expecting the result.
I say, didn't try and force it. Just wait, play it back.
That was good from Bruno and Rashford. There.
It was.
Well,
well onside.
Them passes that Rashford does, by the way. I just want to see him do more of them, like in the box. I feel he only does it when Shaw's around in the run.
My thumb, Jesus. My thumb got caught in the mic.
Hope it's worth it, innit? Yeah. Actually win. I was about to.
Well, he's got a winger ahead of him, hasn't he? Yeah. Garnacho's come over to the other side of the pitch with Rashford.
Garnacho's. He shot there. Could he have like squared it?
Yeah, I was going to say. I thought you might have said something there with a square him. It ended up being the right decision. Obviously,
I think that was in the grey area.
It was in the grey area where, like, if we've not scored there, you're kind of looking at Garnacho
because it's quite tight to find your player.
What are we doing here? VAR.
There's
no risk.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
that's it.
Do you think Kelleher could have potentially done better there?
Yeah.
They may be parrying it out.
That close, parrying it out. Yeah. Come on, Reds. I hope this means like we get spaces now, especially like I said with
they'll need to go.
But it's just it's so positive, isn't it, to follow it in because we've seen them in the past where it's not our player.
The weight of pass from Rashford on them.
Rashford's right on it today.
Yeah. Go on, pull that. Oh, nearly.
Because that's something that Rashford often gets criticised for as well. It's just like that kind of element of culture in his game. Like. A bit of finesse, like way to pass. Because he's usually more of like because even used to people would often mock Rashford.
Go on, Diogo.
Go on. Again. Tackle.
Come on, United.
All over.
United all over these.
But as I was saying, because Rashford used to like even my mates used to mock the fact that Rashford doesn't cross the ball without knuckling it. Like everything's a knuckle.
It's not a penalty.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think sometimes when you look at there's that funnily enough last time we played in the FA Cup against Liverpool. you remember he stops the ball on like the halfway line and puts it over the top to Greenwood?
Yeah.
In that, like, I think he's actually got a decent range of passes. Even early in the season, was it City at home, Højlund and McTominay's chances? One of them, he does it off their foot. I think sometimes he's actually got the ability there. He just needs to calm it.
Like you say, when Shaw's in the team,
he's like 100 mile an hour and running
him.
into play. I think that's what irks people.
Shaw helps him a lot. Like, honestly, the difference to his game with Shaw is insane. That's why I love that run from
Yeah, Delors keep it there, man.
Fair
we
enough.
need to keep the ball in the positions, man. But I think that's one thing with Shaw. He always gives him that option.
Yeah.
In that, and that's what I liked about Garnacho's run, because he's giving him that option there.
Because normally he's not got much ahead of him. You think in the past, you get frustrated, don't you? Because there's about 3 players there, and Rashford might have just had a run at them, just run into traffic and lost the ball.
Which he's done quite a bit this season, where he's just tried to get forward as quickly as possible, ran into 3 or 4 players.
But that's the whole thing about moments, isn't it? You know, he's probably feeling the pressure to provide a moment so that we can get a goal.
They're playing as a more compact unit today. I feel
They're winning the ball back so well, aren't they?
The press is so much better.
Yeah.
So it's because it's compact.
Oh, look at this! It's perfect.
Played. That's it.
It's like you said, the pressure in the front's really good, really compact.
Oh my God, what a player!
Was that Mainoo again?
Can't be Man United, by the way.
That was so
such a different team.
Mainoo's on here's the gap.
Here we go.
There's the
There's the midfield. There's yeah.
Right, someone go to.
He's proper shot the bed there though.
Has he?
Oh, we've got away with that.
Shitting myself,
to the wrong player,
man.
Yeah, that's where the midfield.
This is I don't.
That was Mainoo running through though, wasn't it?
Our midfield literally plays in a free up, free back. Like they go up and down together. There's no holder. It's wild.
This is the game that fucking United into our glove. Basketball.
Yeah.
You attack, we attack, you attack.
But he is a bit of a poker. I've seen it in compare, like a poker player manager that he's almost like works out what he can give away. Do you know what I mean? Like what he can risk to try and create the opportunities for himself in a game. It's not great to watch, and especially when we're wasteful, you get in trouble. But we could be 2 up here.
Liverpool will.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Thingy's inverting right into midfield from the goal kicks as well. Delors.
Yeah.
What you mentioned before the game, he's
just that first phase, innit?
He's gone into the midfield. He's inverted next to Mainoo.
He does that a bit with Amrabat when Amrabat plays at left back.
I feel like he's not done it in a while though. Do you know what I mean? But I think structurally we've looked better today. Obviously we've seen a couple of the gaps resurface again.
Yeah, but it's like we said a few times. The press has been so much better, especially from the front. We've been so much more compact. There was obviously talk of such huge gaps between the front and the back, whereas I feel like they've been a lot more compact today.
Played. Come on, nerds, be on that.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Better.
Now go. Look at Højlund on the outside. Don't try chop and do shit there.
Chop was on semi though. It was kind of one.
That's a bit. He loves leaving one on McAllister.
Honestly, that could be a.
Hey.
Just going straight through his legs there. Lazy tackle that.
He gets booked all the time, doesn't he?
Lazy tackles could sometimes be the most dangerous ones as well. When people just dangles a leg or like flails a leg in and it just proper hurts someone. Yeah. You know, man. I need to now wearing a suit more often.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know they're all very well sharply dressed today, aren't they? Even the pundits were.
Maybe that's why it is.
He's on
final FA Cup.
He's on his thingy flex today. He's on his Hitman. That's something, the Hitman character.
Did you see where someone took like a Daily Mail or someone took a picture of him go into a shop and buying bog roll?
Doing chores.
And a whole thing about it.
I think,
yeah.
Jay always posts these things, doesn't he? Huge if true.
Jay's on it. He's sharp, man. Jay.
It's not far from the office in Altrincham, that workout as well. It's only down the road. He's always there. He's always in Altrincham.
He's part of the anti-tabloid brigade, innit? Jay. It's hilarious.
Mate, they write some rubbish, man. Like, did you see the thing the other night with the team dinner? And then some guy wrote a thing about he led with Rashford on a night out on team dinner. Like, he led with that word.
Yeah, right.
And everyone was just like, yeah.
He's
just see what causes
just gutter press the Daily Mail, though, isn't it? Same with the Sun.
I've heard that about Ten Hag. I think he's mentioned it, Joe, as well. Like, apparently everywhere he goes, he wears United training kit. He doesn't have any other clothes.
That's like them kids back in the day that played for academies.
Yeah, apparently he was on holiday. He was on holiday in Ibiza with his missus, Ten Hag, and he was wearing the United.
That's class.
He's a minimalist, isn't he? Good tracksuit. Why do you need another one?
You know what though? There's guys.
I think exactly that. He wears like the United stuff as his tracksuit wear. Especially in our box. Pile up. Yeah, thankfully we've got Joe Gomez, who I don't think has ever scored a goal in his life.
He said that now.
Famous last words. Lashing it.
Thing is, they're going to get chances.
At least Rashford's working back though.
That's something they're slowly going to grow into the game naturally, just because it's who they are. But
we need. I think we're genuinely going to have that second half.
Yeah, I don't think
that second half is going to be difficult.
I don't think one goal's enough. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they have probably a slightly stronger bench as well. Not massively, because they've got loads of injuries. But
yeah, I don't know. You know, their bench was very weak looking. It was just full of young players. But I mean, that's what I mean with the team at the minute with Liverpool, because they've got those injuries. The performances surely will have that drop off, just because.
I don't think this first 11 is far away from
their first
best
11.
They might be struggling, to make changes from the bench. Yeah.
I think,
but they're getting players back now, aren't they?
Bradley will be a problem in the second half, but
I thought he'd start today.
But I think he naturally pushes up quite a lot, and if he leaves any space for like a Rashford.
I think Bradley's quality, man.
I love Bradley. I
think he's not far off if he keeps performing, like challenging Thingy for his starting place. So that might sound ridiculous. Trent.
I agree. The thing is though, with Bradley, is like he's physically already there, and he's already really good on the ball. I've seen some good defensive games. Won the ball there.
He won the ball though. It's a rough challenge, but it's fucking United versus
Liverpool. That's class.
Spider legs. Pass him in front of him. I think what was he waiting on here? Run him, just run it, just knock it.
Off you go.
There we go.
That is a fact.
He's just got.
Yeah, he got doubled up on. Don't mind that from Rashford. I think he allowed the 2v1 to happen. No, I think if he went a little bit earlier. I know sometimes we criticise him.
He hesitated, didn't he, when the ball wasn't massively in front of him?
You do criticise him for not being composed sometimes, but I think that was a situation where he could have just like knocked it straight away.
Yeah.
The thing at the minute with people saying, "Oh, I'll take 75 million from PSG for him," the guy, if he played anywhere else, the talent that Rashford has would actually be appreciated.
I think the issue is who do you go and sign that. I was having this conversation last night, and I said like to one of our boys, if we look to sell him, like who do you go and buy of that ilk of player now? I have like the thing is with guys like Son, Salah, Marcus Rashford, like these inside forward type guys. When the team's built and you have these big games and you have big seasons, they're the guys that really thrive and they get the goals. There's no coincidence that when Man United have had their best seasons, probably post Sir Alex, he's probably been one of the top 3-4 players a lot of the time. Like last season in that run, even to be fair, in the running in the Europa League when Zlatan gets his knee injury and Jose finally actually plays him at centre forward consistently and gives him enough of a chance. That Europa League run, he was class. Like the Celta Vigo goal, the cross to Fellaini with the Celta Vigo game at home.
Like, what a great pass by Rashford. We're in again, 3v3.
Oh, it's a terrible pass.
It's a terrible pass.
What did I say about
beyond terrible
about the Mason Mount thing in that area? Oh, he's screaming at it. I love that though. I love that. That's one thing, by the way.
Yeah.
The other day, Jay said this, and he said Rashford doesn't do it. Garnacho's there. I love that because he doesn't, like, someone misplaces a pass or something, like, just scream at them.
Need some accountability.
It's just like, you need
to keep someone on the toes.
Not like that. Like, not in a toxic manner, but I think it's right in a like, you've played at a certain level, like, Ronnie, so you could say this, but like, I don't know, if you're in a changing room, like, I think it's actually good for the environment to have them conversations, because I think that's what makes you a successful team.
Yeah,
you've got to tell
you have that tenacity about each other,
and I think it shows you're hungry, and that's
you're going to disagree with each other on the pitch for decisions you made.
Or to switch, just play him. Just play Bruno there.
Play it simple.
Nice. That's good.
Good
quality.
Good start to the game for Wan-Bissaka though as well.
He's doing really
well. He's played really good so far.
But it's like you said before, like that's where Mount would have been better for that ball.
Yeah.
It's the same probably with Eriksen. Like, I think Mount came in to replace Eriksen, to be honest, from last season.
More than
it absolutely came in to replace him, especially off the ball work as well.
My thing with Rashford though is just consistency, and that's because I think that's, if you're playing for Man United, you're going to have some ability. We've seen the best of what he can do, and we've seen it for a few sustained periods. But
have you ever seen Man United go on like a 10-15 game win streak, or like on a very solid period post Sir Alex, or in around this period where he's grown up or become more in his prime?
Well, that's the caveat, isn't it? It's the team around him. At what point do you kind of absolve him a little bit?
Yeah. For me, that's where it's like, I agree with the consistency factor, but a lot of the time it's like when everything's so all over the place. I am of an opinion of if you put Foden in this Man United team, he'd struggle a lot. If you had Foden at the Etihad playing for us the other day, he wouldn't just struggle, he'd massively struggle, because he's not the type of guy that will dart in behind of a defence or pounce on like space. He'd want to get on the ball, and when you're trying to get on the ball, when there's no runners around you and you're struggling, so the consistency factor for me, it's more mental with him, like more than that. I think when United are that side, and I hope in the next year or two, I'm being positive and being confident with the Ineos stuff that we will get to a decent level in the next couple of years. And if he's here, I want him to be mentally ready in those title runs and then Champions League runs. Like I said earlier with the chance thing, when Højlund turns around, screams at McTominay, like that shows you want it, you want to score. And I think he's got bags of ability, and I've always rated Marcus over the years, but I think he's got to, you know what I mean, he's got to be in the face of his teammates like in that situation. Like I said with Højlund, he looks like he wants to score every time.
What did you think of him in the derby? Because after he gets his goal, he struggled a bit, and sometimes some of the body language, like he gave up on a few things, or
I think the body language thing is massively over highlighted, and I think there is obviously obvious moments where you can highlight it. I'm not disputing that, but I think it becomes like a buzzword that gets said about what happened at the derby. Was him and Garnacho had to cover 60-70 yards, compared to on the other side the City Doku and Foden was like that, because City box you in and they play such a good counter press, don't they?
Rashford might have been in there.
Sometimes I just wonder. Go on.
No, but I don't think it's a buzzword, so to speak. I think 90% of the time because he's allowed the body language thing to become a buzzword, because he's shown it enough where people have picked up on it, so they're almost going to be looking for it. Do you know what I mean? So people are going to look at it and notice it more.
When Pogba was here, I felt once that's it, people had that thing on him. It became that, like, if he lazes around to track his man or something like that. But
sometimes with Rashford, though, I think he looks disappointed in how it's going. He looks like he might dwell on things if he's not getting the service. That's the thing. And I think that's wasted emotional energy.
That's for me, what you just said is exactly my issue with him. Like you have to be mentally like expecting you're going to be playing in different sides. That's what made Ronaldo for me the player is. He's played under different managers at Madrid, different managers like over the years after obviously leaving United and Sir Alex and stuff, but he's always been on it, like
for 90 minutes, didn't have the ball.
Even if his team's playing defensive, whatever. Which, in a way, at the same time, like, there's a reason why Marcus Rashford scored 30 goals against the Premier League Big Six, because he has done it a lot of time in these big moments. But for me, it's over the course of the season, like, not feeling too disheartened. Just stay switched on. You'll get your moment, and you're not always going to have the best players in the world around you. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be in different situations.
Good defending by Lindelof there.
Because I wondered in that City game, because he got that great goal, didn't he? And then there was a couple of opportunities where
that happens. Like the knockdown header for me, that you can take a mistouch. It happens.
It kind of spun a little bit into his body. It was, and then he missed the chance at the far post.
That's
and I wonder,
one I didn't like.
Does that?
You just take a touch inside. Just take a touch inside. Like that's the chance that frustrated me, because the one where he's trying to nod it down in front of him, it's like when Haaland misses the.
It's a tricky one. That
it can happen. But for me, the one that you're talking about in the far post is the one where you're like, that's a
It was lazy, wasn't it? It was like he wasn't ready for it. Like, why?
Just cut it back on your foot.
Go on. What? Good header by Varane. His box defending so good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you said though with Rashford, like you'd want to see that tenacity and shouting at instead of it's sort of almost his whinging look about it.
Don't accept
offside.
I think sometimes just mentally just keep it in. I think naturally he seems like a I don't know him personally, but like he seems like a bit of an introverted
and possibly a bit
character,
sensitive, which is not a bad thing. So it's just he obviously.
What do you think of like if you had an Mbappe? If you had an Mbappe in this Man United team, do you think a lot of the problems we highlight in terms of like tracking back or the ball arriving, like you look at them passes there from McTominay on that run to Højlund or the one over the top there to Rashford that doesn't come in? If you spent the whole game there,
Garnacho's in, got 3v3.
Nice run there from
Højlund makes a run round him. Play him. Shots. I slipped.
So these are the. I know it's unfortunate, but bloody hell.
These are the chances we need to make.
Okay, no.
We need to count, man.
Still look
He
like
gets caught in two minds, man. To like the cutback or the shot in it.
It went a bit wide.
But you know what?
Still look the most likely though.
Come on, United.
I think we've actually been helped by, like, even when they do get the gaps. I think Endo, McAllister and Szoboszlai, apart from Dom, as I might call him instead, they haven't got much legs to drive through the spaces that we do leave. Do you know what I mean? I think a couple of times when McAllister's done it, it's not looked almost natural or as speedy. Here's the gaps again.
Why did we risk that pass? Whoever risked that pass in midfield, I don't know who that was, by the way, but that's just poor. I don't know who passed that from centre back. Was it Lindelof? I don't know who it was, but that was a poor.
It was basically hospital pass basically. Back in now. It's almost set up better for United being 1-0 up, where we can probably counter with the space, and you've got 3 road runners up front, but we just got to make sure that we keep Liverpool out. I do think we might need another goal though today.
Like we've seen with that chance there.
They've gone long quite a lot.
We're gonna get them.
Yeah.
We're gonna get them like Højlund, Garnacho, Rashford chances today.
Oh, you get some.
We need to start. We need to start with them.
I'm more nervous because we've got something to lose now. We're in this game.
Wan-Bissaka's having a great game. Very, very good game. Well played, Bruno.
Go on.
Lovely stop.
Just keep it.
That's
Nice.
it. Lovely.
It's much better that. Nice and composed.
Got thingy inverted inside, like we said. The low.
What
like
is
just
what's
a bit over.
that?
It's like little things like that. Why are you doing that?
Panic ball. There's no under no pressure.
Just easy passes.
Just recycle it. Go again.
It's like they're trying to rush through.
It's a bit of composure, innit?
But then you wonder, are they being told to play quick to unsettle Liverpool?
I just find it interesting though, because out of possession now, look who the deepest midfielder is for United.
Bruno, innit?
Bruno always goes deep, doesn't he? Always.
Or
maybe
maybe
it's man
to man. It's a man to man.
I know, but you see it a lot though, Bruno. It's like you said before, Abdullah, you want him in number 10 and he's always deep to receive the ball.
Because maybe they've asked him to like mark whoever it is and they've just gone highest and then he's just followed him.
I think when we've not got the ball and you might want to win it back in the CDM area, Bruno's the best player to be near it to first time pass back over the top. Whereas you might get a bit isolated playing higher up the pitch when the game's set out like this.
Space, man. That's a great ball.
What a touch that is.
Oh, they got away with that.
Okay, no, it's alright.
Well, good save.
They're getting their half chances, aren't they?
It's like you said then, though. Are they being told to play quick?
Brilliant.
They're on the pitch, the players, like they can take the responsibility there themselves.
Varane again, man. Varane gets his head on everything in the box.
Honestly, I'm not ready to lose Varane. You know?
Great effort though.
I know with the injuries and everything, like not yet. Like I feel.
The thing is, they're saying to get rid of him.
Yes, the low.
Release
Manon.
No.
They're saying to get rid of him because of his wages, but I'd still keep Varane.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Has he not been
got to
booked
be a
yet?
booking.
Got to book these guys now, man.
It's got to be a booking.
It's good that he's on a booking now because this game is stretched.
He's a little bit loose with his tackling.
Well
and
played
stuff.
with McTominay there as well. Received it in a good area.
He's a good runner with the ball, McTominay, isn't he? When there's space.
Yeah.
Bit of a strider.
He just eats up the ground.
If he breaks there, man, there's a couple of men on the left in it there. The gaps are there though. Like I feel if Mount comes on.
I think there's more goals in this game, don't you?
Yeah. There's more goals. There's definitely the space to run into as well.
Half an hour in, we've looked slightly sharper than Liverpool. We looked the most likely as well. I think the front three have looked lively, especially the wingers.
Go on.
And, you've got to have that shout
the
again.
one behind him, isn't it? He could have even chested it.
But yeah, I was saying like these are funnily enough the type of games like Mount when you look at Chelsea, the gap and then there's like that turn that McTominay does there. That's where he flourishes. So
look at the
look
gap
at that. It's just one pass.
Absolutely nobody. One pass.
Man to man.
All the midfield just out of it.
Look where Bruno is.
Bruno's having to cover there.
It's
bizarre, isn't it?
He's playing CDM.
Honestly, if we somehow just get to the end of the season, somehow get ourselves into a Champions League position playing this,
that'd be unbelievable,
football,
wouldn't it?
that'd be mad. I think our goal scoring is probably going to get us out of it if we somehow do anything this season.
Which is odd because for the first part of the season, the goal scoring was
well recovered.
Played the low.
Non-existent.
Diaz is a tough opponent, man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very wiry and sharp. When he's on it, he's very good. But
he had Walker eating grass last time, innit?
He's come back into form, hasn't he?
Walker's fell off a cliff a bit though this season.
I'm really happy for Onana as well and how much he's coming to his own. I think obviously there was really talk about his Champions League performances and stuff, but I think we always knew he was a good keeper, and I think we're now starting to see his confidence come in as well, because he's doing brilliantly at the minute, I think.
I'm just happy because it might have, that experience could just build him up more
exactly.
when we actually become a proper progressive on the ball team.
Yeah,
I like his character from what I've seen of him. And
really good character, so good on the ball. He's made some really good saves as well. It's just that little bit of concentration he's not had, and he's made those really silly mistakes.
Some of his technique sometimes is a bit funny, with the way he saves shots.
Yeah, it can look a bit unorthodox, but I think he deserves more credit, especially for his league form outside of his Champions League, because of the amount of shots that he's been allowed to face as well.
I think, is it only Luton or only Sheffield United and Luton that have faced more shots than us this season? It's embarrassing, that.
It's bad. And
that's where it comes down to the structure and why is that happening?
It has been slightly better today though. But I'm so scared to say it, because obviously we're half an hour in now, and I'm just worried about there just being some sort of turnaround. And my concern is if Liverpool get an equalising goal, how we react to that.
Yeah. This is why that we've got to take those chances though.
The low,
some knock by the low there. On a left peg.
If you can't find a performance though in these type of games, you got no chance.
Just easy
even if we get a setback.
The easy one.
Just keep the ball. Keep it, yeah.
Take the sting out.
I don't think we know how to do that.
He's so good on the ball, though, man. He's got that confidence.
Turn.
As a fan, it just makes you terrified.
Good play. Ooh, just if he.
Doing alright here, man.
I'd seen a lot more thingy in the build-up, which is surprising, because I thought without Casemiro, people can sometimes criticise his on the ball ability this season, but I thought McTominay wasn't a massive upgrade. But I think with Mainoo there, we progressed on the ball much better.
Oh, he's been excellent.
He's been bloody player of the match so far. The two fullbacks have been brilliant.
Yeah.
That's it. Now the next one.
Oh,
great effort.
Just
never felt like it was going.
Didn't think he had the angle to beat him from there, like fading away like that.
But don't mind that, to be honest.
That's the keeper anyway. Played really well this half.
Go on, Wan-Bissaka. On Salah's ass, mate.
Smoke, man.
Look at Mainoo glued.
Oh my
god.
Quality.
Go on, somebody! Oh fucking god!
Mainoo, Jesus.
He's a joke.
Great
tackle.
Come on.
Yes.
And again.
Go back on side.
Back on side.
Back onto the left.
What a pass.
All right, great ball. He's on. Shut up.
Miles on. Yeah, shut up, Robertson. Fucking hate
It was on. That was on target.
Why has he not gone to the low on the outside there? You know.
I know.
That looked like it was. It didn't take a deflection.
Ganacho's got to run 90
Take
yards.
him out. Yes.
Oh come on, Lindelof! You've completely been out again there.
No man.
No.
Yes.
Fucking hell, man.
Great save again from Onana.
I wish Garnacho just plays the low on the outside there. You know. Oh.
Because that's the reason why he's had. Garnacho not doing that's the reason he's got to do an 80-70 yard long busted run back.
It's been a great game so far. United have been playing. Both fullbacks, Low and Wan-Bissaka, have been excellent.
You know what?
But Mainoo has been a different guy.
That ability on the ball.
He's unreal.
To get through that.
Mainoo and Rashford on the left is nice, man. I want to see Mainoo drift there a bit more. Because when he takes a man or two, it's leaving like a... Do you know the thing I said earlier about Mount? Like, where I want to see a guy just carry.
Everyone says he's an LCM, innit? Look at the feet.
He's got balance in it. He can take it so close to you. And
but Tom and
that's what I'm saying though. He's taking 2-3 man out, and then you got a dangerous man who's
like if you see the replay here with the time to think about it, he can pick his spot.
It's a great pick out. Do you know what I mean?
Just go to a corner there, man.
It's a massive chance.
Unlucky. All right. It's good to see though, man. It's just because at least you could tell yourself.
Oh, guys.
Offside.
He's on.
No. Fucking hell.
1-1.
It's been given offside.
Offside, yes.
I didn't look offside.
Is the VR? The VR. He looks confident. Sometimes you look at the line. The line looks confident. The linesman went like that, and he's like,
I don't know if that's off, you know. Yeah, he's not off.
I don't know. It depends.
Do you know what?
I
think we might get saved by a shoulder here.
That's poor.
Yeah,
man.
shoulders off.
We need to fix up. What are you?
Wait, Ollie, are you ahead of us or something? No, I think.
No, shoulders.
I think shoulders off. It depends how they draw the line.
They draw the line. Shoulders keeping him off.
Salah's leaning offside.
I thought he was on, but the shoulders.
But the thing is, taking a bit of time, so it is close, Ollie, because it's not like immediate.
They'll draw these
it's
lines.
It's probably close.
I'll be quite surprised, to be fair. I felt like he was properly leaning in.
Okay, no man. I feel like we deserve a better look though there, you know.
Yeah, man.
It probably is tighter than we're expressing it.
It's tight because it's going on for a while.
Lines or whatever
they often don't. They often don't really.
Nah, he's off.
He's leaning off. Yeah, you could tell his shoulders leaning off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not.
Yeah, you could.
It's when you see the feet.
But it is now, isn't it?
When you see the feet and you know the feet are level, you just never know because you know it's going to be like drawing from an armpit.
The line's weird, isn't it?
To me, though, it should be drew from the feet because that's where you get your advantage. I think it's a bit naughty that it's done from shoulders and stuff.
I agree with it in this instance.
I think it's the perfect rule now, to be honest.
Is it anything you can score with? Is what he said.
Yeah,
I know, but like.
So if it's your arm, it's don't count.
I always, to be fair, I've always said from the start when VAR come in and stuff, I would love the forwards to get the benefit of the doubt in them situations. Well in Onana, man.
I think when it's an armpit as well, it's really close. You're relying on someone arbitrarily to draw that. It's their decision on where the armpit is. I'm sure they get the line's right when it's on the floor once they've selected it, but you're trusting an official to pick the right point.
So VAR's meant to eliminate human error, but it's humans operating it with the possibility of error.
Like, not to go down the conspiracy route, but that goal at the Emirates, I still think Gabriel's head was further back than the armpit. But it was a deceptive angle.
Insanely.
I think
that's the reason we lost.
He should have drawn it from the head.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely consistent with it as a fan, because I said that with the Salah thing there. That's just how I prefer it.
He's offside. I thought he'd give a pen there.
Yeah.
He's offside again.
Do you know what?
United holding a good line, man.
Onana then made a little bit of an error on that save, didn't he?
Pushed it back into the mix.
Yeah.
And he's not offside.
He's nowhere near offside.
Keeping him on.
I thought he'd give a pen because I thought nowhere near he'd give offside.
I'm sure there shall be another conspiracy theory for Liverpool fans.
Nothing came of it at all. Do you know what I mean? But that wasn't offside.
Honestly, that Tottenham ghost goal earlier in the season.
Madness, wasn't it?
You'd expect him to have shut up about it by now, wouldn't you?
Mate, the stuff we got done with earlier in the season, like Tottenham as well, like with the Garnacho handball.
Yeah, as well. I mean, it's like you just mentioned them with the Arsenal one. I still don't think Garnacho was offside in that. And then what happened with Højlund when Gabriel nearly just tried to RKO Højlund?
Rugby tackled him.
Yeah, but wasn't given.
Because you've seen it a few times where decisions have been an issue.
Pick him up, man.
Pick him up there.
You could see him.
Glad he fired the pass at him like that.
Bro, I hate when players can see the runner there and then just lays around.
Yeah, it's too strong, too big.
Go on, lad.
I want to see this match up. He's seen him and then thought better of it.
Well in, man. Love that.
Great play though. Great hold up. Get territory. I thought he overhit it, but
just ever so slightly, but.
Oh, what ball?
Not a bad attempt. Good leap.
That's it, man. Come on. Well up for it.
Been a good half. United played well.
Couple standout performances. I thought the fullbacks have been good.
Fullbacks and Mainoo have been.
Rashford and Garnacho
have been top class.
But you need that second goal, don't you?
Second half's going to be difficult.
I'm more concerned about us getting nervy and then almost go into our shell a little bit and then inviting too much consistent pressure.
Yeah, that right at the end, yeah.
And it's I know you mentioned we don't create enough clear-cut chances, but we are wasteful. We're not a team that, chance goal. You're always ruining 3 or 4 missed half chances.
I mean, it's been probably 3 or 4 this
and
half,
you just can't really afford it in these games.
McTominay's had 2, I think.
Nice ball.
Little gap there again.
Yeah.
Good recovery.
He's just getting through it all the time.
Southgate watches this and just thinks, I should have really took Kobe.
I'm so glad he didn't.
Like that guy, man.
Yeah, because he said something mad. I don't know if it's true or whatnot, but I just seen a quote on Twitter saying how he's talking about the type of midfielder that England are missing, and he said, I don't want to change players' roles massively from their club, and he said like sort of having a controller or whatever. But Cobby for me is that player that England miss. It's literally nothing to do with the fact that he's a United player and all that bias. It's when I look at
that's
England,
our throwing.
I think he's given is he giving a free kick?
Nah.
Or did he blow to? No.
He's tackled that back onto him.
But yeah, I feel like England, they're genuinely missing that profile of midfielder. It's nothing like, just looking at it from an England fan's perspective, you want them to do well. Like, I genuinely believe they missed that.
Declan Rice is so dominant in there that you can have someone that plays in between the lines a little bit, and that's perfect with Bellingham further up.
It's exactly that. And the other thing that was quite weird about that quote, it was like, he talks about not wanting to massively change players' roles from their clubs and stuff.
Where's Adam?
But
I asked him.
Trippier left back.
Asked him to charge my phone ages ago. My phone's there.
But he plays Trippier left back. Maddison on the left wing is the maddest one for me. Because Maddison, for this season for Spurs, he's almost like a bit of a conductor at times in midfield, where he drops in, picks up the ball, like rolls out of the pressure. Like, I would love to see how it would look with Maddison, Jude and Rice, to be fair.
I take what he said with a pinch of salt, Southgate, because he talked about no favourites or picking players on form, and that went out the window, didn't it?
Oh, that
Phillips and Maguire, and
that has never ever been the case.
It's not even been a thing.
Like, it's never been a thing.
I don't know why you need to lie and say it is.
He's continuously picked Calvin Phillips. Who played.
It's a good point. He says it all the time, doesn't he?
Always says, it's on form, it's on performance. Well, it's never been about that. And then he's still gone. He's gone on about Henderson saying, it'd be good to have him around. He's just come up from Saudi Arabia.
Oh man, too easy.
Way too easy. And then he's just come back from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
They're asking for it.
How's that got in near post as well?
Just so easy from everyone there. Way too easy.
Have you noticed that every Liverpool fan's ugly as hell? Ew. Every time the camera goes in the crowd there, he's just like disgusting after disgusting.
It's too easy, isn't it?
Like, look, just running past everybody.
Grabbing people. Commit.
Stroll's past Rashford a bit too easy there, but
we've just been talking about Onana, but
I think it's half good play for Konsa as well.
It's deflected.
Deflection's got him.
You know, he's done all right nearly getting to that, if anything.
Oh, fucking.
That deflection's messed him a bit, but I still think he could have done a little better.
Come on, he comes at you that quick.
He'll be reading the ball from when it leaves his foot and then have to readjust. Like.
Worst time for that to happen as well.
Just before half time.
That could have been better from so many of the players. It's a little disappointing now.
Oi, man.
That's a yellow card. Why are you telling him to get up? It's a foul.
They keep doing that, man. He needs to start booking these guys for this, by the way.
I don't understand how you can get away with a booking for that, because it's just a shirt pull, isn't it? He's past him.
Only McAllister's picked it up, but their midfielder's been doing it all game. He's the only one that's got the yellow.
I love watching the games here because it means we can watch it quietly and we don't have to listen to Sam Matterface and useless commentary.
4 minutes added on at the end of half time. Probably a couple injuries, but I think it's the VR decision maybe as well. Who? I thought I was going right at McTominay's head then. The ball's almost the ball is almost like a magnet to
What is that though? This is what I'm saying.
No composure again.
So careless.
What was he appealing for?
And ball outside the box.
Just one pass again, cuts out everyone.
There, they get the second, and then you know what happens in the second half. Chase the game.
To be fair, if it was outside the box, that'd be useful because it'll disallow this goal.
So jammy that.
How easy is this, Reds? Come on, man.
That ball was never on. You're playing through him.
Yeah, well read. The low.
Well read. A few times, man. Rate it.
Oh my lord!
You got
this is the problem with Wan-Bissaka playing on left back.
That was nice though.
Well in, Bruno. That's it. Just keep it.
I feel like we conceded. Our heads went a little. Gut punch goal. Lost our composure a bit.
Keep your heads.
I mean, he's only going to have to do the same thing. Why are you giving it to him there? Just send it up the pitch.
Done well though.
I don't understand why you've...
Good header.
How's no one picked him up there?
No. Fuck's sake, man.
Joke.
Fucking joke, man.
Over.
You saw he was on the left there, and they both just stared at the ball.
You've played him into a corner there. I don't understand why they've played him into the corner.
Fucking ridiculous.
Let's get the ball to the pitch. You've got 2 minutes till half time.
That's job done.
That's a foul.
I'd love to know if that was a foul as well.
Yeah, we're all right here.
It
That's
looks
a
a
foul.
bit soft, do you know what I mean?
Like, look, how have one of them not seen him and gone back to him?
Is that off? So, foul and...
I don't think that's off.
I think it'll be a foul. Just seeing that back.
It's too far back, that.
I don't think it would be in the build-up.
Do you think so?
No, I think in the build-up that's fine. They'll look at it.
It's typical Salah, though,
Yeah, I
bro.
thought that
This is
was
what we
a
said.
foul.
That's what you said before the game, Abdullah. Salah's been clamped all game by Wan-Bissaka, but then he just gets a goal in it.
He just got, like, in the box instincts, man.
Of course
that's a foul.
It's not a foul.
Oh, has
No,
he got
it's
the
way
ball?
before
Has
he
he got
gets
the
the
ball?
ball, though. It's way before he gets the ball.
It looks
From behind, it looked a foul,
more of a
wasn't it?
foul from the other angle.
Maybe his foot. Yeah, from the other angle, it looked like a foul. Has he pushed him in the back first, though? Because if it is, they'll give it.
He got him in the back way before he touches
Right.
the ball. He takes him out, then gets the ball. Shouldn't count.
I think we'll be lucky to get away with it because
I don't know,
the more inclined to
They'll give
stick
it,
with the
they'll
decision.
give
Do
it.
you know what I mean?
I think that'll be given as a goal.
They'll stick to the goal because it isn't like a pure, like, clear cut one.
I'd have to see it again. I couldn't see
Bruno's
it
been
from
booked for moaning.
Bruno got
probably.
booked, though. Yeah,
I reckon
no
he was
worries.
probably moaning from the moment that he got fouled till now.
Why don't we see the VAR screen, man? What are ITV doing? Yeah, obviously it'll get given.
She grinning about.
Joke that. Literally doesn't touch the ball until he takes the man out. It's called a foul in football. It's literally just follows through.
Same intensity as we started, though. Not like.
I tell you.
How are we 2-1 down here?
When I tell my kids about the first 35 minutes of this game,
They just
You
been
know,
fouling all fucking game, man.
breaking it up, man. Getting athletic code.
The thing
you
is,
need,
though,
you need
I
a
mean,
strong ref to
the thing-
see it because it's just killing the game.
I don't understand how you can do that foul, push someone in the back, and then because the player disagrees with it, gets booked. Bruno got more of a punishment then.
And then, you know, they're just big on dissent now, innit?
Every single transition, there's foul, and he's only booked them once for it.
Yeah, that is true. Been a lot of like tactical niggly fouls that they've given away, innit? And I think it's chopped up a bit of our play that we had at the start as well. It's like smart gamesmanship from them, but at the same time, it's just like referee. But I think referees are so like less likely to give bookings in games like this.
See, it seems like game plan's gone now, and it's just long ball, long ball, long ball, long ball. Just constant hoofing. Keep the ball.
Long way to go, I guess.
Fucking hell, lads. It's the hope that kills, don't you? And he got this performative bastard
look at
jogging
him
in.
running. Everyone watch me quick.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone, camera quickly come on to me so everyone can see what I'm doing.
Well, now it's half time.
Brush your teeth, you scrub.
We are 2-1 down after what was a very, very promising first 35, 40 minutes or so, and the game's almost been completely turned around in the last 10 minutes of the first half, which has been very disappointing. It's always a hope that kills, but United have it all to do now in the second half if we are to turn this game around and win the tie. But what I will get is some feedback from you lads on what is your major takeaway from that half, because there's a lot of positives, but it's ended very sourly.
Their second goals hurt me a lot more because when the ball came back out and he was on the left, both players have gone to the ball when one should have gone left, or depending on what way, but he should have gone to the side and blocked that pass out, and then it's ended up going through to Salah and it's gone in. It's like little basic mistakes like that end up in these positions. It's just, I feel like it's happened so much this season. We shouldn't be 2-1 down in that game. I think that it should have probably been given as a foul, but we've seen them not given and given because of the stupid inconsistencies in the referee. That's just something we can't control. We know the referees aren't very good.
We were very positive, as I said, because a lot of people in the comments do disagree that they don't think the first 30 minutes was as good as we've made out. But I did want to. To be fair, true, but I did want to talk about, is it also a bit of, we were very energetic to start with and very pumped up, but were Liverpool kind of half us being that and half Liverpool just starting very, very slowly.
I think when the game's very intense, the ball's going to get turned over a lot like that. It was quite frantic. So the reason why you're looking at it positively, because in them moments we kept our cool enough to play nice little combinations and make chances when the game was moving 100 miles an hour, which I enjoyed.
We should have took some of them chances early.
This is it. Yeah.
That McTominay one, he's got to finish that. Just pick a corner.
We said it multiple times that those are the chances we've got to take against these teams, and I said as well, Liverpool will naturally grow into the game. Both of those things have happened, and we're now going into half-time 2-1 down when 10 minutes ago we were 1-0 up. It's just it's those chances in football you've got to take in those moments, and unfortunately we haven't, and Liverpool have. You know, it comes down to luck as well, and refereeing decisions and all that sort of stuff.
But it's that,
and it's just gone against us in the end.
It's that we've done it so many times this season where we concede a goal and you concede another one straight after.
Do you know? Because
the reaction to conceding a goal, it's just non-existent.
Because we were
the game's gone.
Exactly, because we were being very. To begin with, before the first 10-15 minutes, we pressed decently well and we were winning. We regaining the ball quite frequently. We looked fairly dangerous on transition, and obviously we got the goal with the poor piece of keeping from Kelleher, and McTominay taps it in. Got a couple of more half opportunities, especially McTominay one again, and he didn't finish it. But I do still think I didn't consistently see the lack of gaping holes that we were concerned about before the game. I thought Liverpool just didn't utilise it very well to start the game, but then they have started to towards the end of the second half, and that's how they scored the 2 goals, because we did still see these big, massive gaps and gaping transitions from with Showbo, as I'm going to call him, getting on the ball. And you're thinking, and you've seen our whole midfield three almost never go side. And how often are you seeing like a flurry of Liverpool players just bearing down on our back four? And it's all coming down to, we can bend in Varane for his last-ditch tackling and his last-ditch defending. But too often, the defending that we do has to be last-ditch from the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Dalot and Lindelof and Varane, because they're always under constant pressure in terms of the midfield not offering that support. And another tactical thing that I found strange, I don't know if anyone's noticed it, but quite often out of possession, Bruno's been our deepest midfield player. I don't know if that's the man-to-man system that he's been given a man from Ten Hag, and that player that he's been marking has been going fairly high. But there's been like spurts of positivity, but then there's also been the same old problems that we've been seeing week in, week out. And even though it feels from a performance level that we've been better than some of the awful performances that we've seen recently, against opposition like Liverpool, they've not had to play that well and be that good is the issue. And the scoreline's 2-1 to them at half-time.
So some of the issues you just spoke about there, you could have been speaking about any game this season. The gaps in midfield to defence are so gaping. It's a constant issue that we've faced. You know, chances not being taken, not growing into the game. It's just, it's every single game that we're probably seeing at the minute. We're having to,
a bit closer. Yeah.
We're having to do these last-ditch tackles, and it's, you know, it's about preparation, and that's when you think, is it the coaching, is it the instructions? But it's like you say, like that could have been any game this season. So it's just frustrating, because I think I don't think we were big enough. I thought the first 30 minutes we were very good. I thought our pressing from the front was brilliant as well, but it's just obviously unravelled, and unfortunately we've not taken our chances.
I've got a couple of super chats here to read out, and then I'll go back to what you boys are saying. We've got Mayor Amateur, thanks for the super chat, who says, this is a typical Scott game. He scores one but doesn't challenge for the McAllister goal, and Salah scores right next to him. His passing game is poor, i.e. Højlund pass out wide instead of simple and direct. This is the funny one though, because when McTominay did score, when Kelleher's palmed the ball right into his path and he scored a tap-in, I did see a lot of comments from the McTominay lovers saying, where the McTominay haters now, etc. And it's a typical thing where I wanted to be positive in a moment. McTominay scored a goal against Liverpool. We've gone 1-0 up. But because he scored a tap-in 4 or 5 yards out, doesn't all of a sudden just liquidate all the issues and the shortcomings in the other side of his game and some of the weaknesses he does bring when he plays in midfield, where we don't get any ball retention from him, you don't get any passes from him, you get poor decisions in the final third. You got
and he vacates the space a lot.
He goes on. He wanders too far high up the pitch, and he's never goal side out of possession just because he can nick a goal up front. And people will see him do that, not really offer much else towards the game. He scores a goal 5 yards out, and then everyone thinks that he's got an incredible amount of value, when I don't know if he does, especially starting a game like this. And that's how
I don't blame him for that goal, though. I mean, that goal's the equaliser, that is. I mean, someone mentioned that he didn't challenge or something, or...
Yeah, said he didn't challenge for the McAllister goal.
I don't think he was the closest player. I think that's...
Sometimes it can be a bit harsh, can't it?
That's a bit harsh.
I feel like it's what I mean. Where's him? I hate comments like that. Just because he scored, yeah, amazing. We were positive because he scored, but it still doesn't exempt players from criticism when they do other things badly or wrongly or whatever it is that he might have done. Like, I don't particularly think that was McTominay, to be fair, like you just said then, Tom. But he scored, great. But it doesn't neglect the fact that a lot of the other stuff that he doesn't do is an issue. It's not about being a hater or a lover or whatever. It's a case of criticising whether he's doing the right thing or not. And when he's out of possession, or we know what McTominay does. He crashes the box and he can be a nuisance. But as a midfielder, there's probably a lot of other stuff that he doesn't do that he should certainly do better. It's not about hating, it's about criticising and saying what he could do better.
I think there was a lot of ball
comments like that.
I think there was a lot of ball watching as well, though, in that second goal. I've got obviously another group chat
from a few of them.
From a few, and just standing and watching, and in the ball obviously falls kindly to Salah.
He seemed to wander into the box too easily.
Well, I've got another group chat. Not a group chat.
Super chat.
Do you know what I mean? I can't even talk about my group chats. But anyway, I've got another super chat here from Rune, who says it's 2-1 due to insisting on playing out from the back against high press. Wan-Bissaka and Onana can't do it. They suck at it. Blind manager. It's bonkers to watch. Obviously, we have talked about wanting to see this pretty football and this ball playing, and obviously some players aren't able to do it, but sometimes it comes down to the manager to put players into positions where it kind of doesn't almost exacerbate the limitations a little bit. But we don't often see that. And Onana is meant to be a ball-playing keeper, so maybe he's also not being helped by the fact that the players around him aren't always capable. There's just a number of issues that we are seeing week in, week out at Manchester United, and I feel like you could just pick at any, really. And I think that one's no different. But also got another super chat here from FBF1 Sports. He says, second is on Wan-Bissaka. Why against Liverpool would you try and play like 2009 Barca? Just boot it and we don't concede. Sometimes you have to, I agree, in terms of you probably have to play percentages sometimes.
Especially at that time in the game. Yeah. It's 2 minutes left of stoppage time.
And then you've got Akash Solomon with the super chats continuing to roll in. We are very, very thankful for those. Who says, if Scott scores a second chance, Colby gets added to the FA Cup history of absolute bangers. Unreal first half from him. That was what upset me a lot, apart from the fact we could have gone 2-0 up, but it almost feels like a waste of that unreal play from Mainoo. Mainoo's not been perfect. He's got a lot of responsibilities being a deep lie where he's trying to play out, where he's getting two men to press him when he's been given a ball in tight situations to turn and find a spare man. But at the same time, he's shown some absolute world-class quality of play in that first half, and sometimes he often looks like our best bet, which says a lot, him being an 18-year-old.
Yeah, you try and find positives in bad seasons and negative seasons, don't you? And Kobe Mainoo is certainly probably the number one positive from this season, I think. You know, he's had his breakthrough games, and he looks like he's pretty much of and he's probably the number one name on the team sheet, just because of how good he's been, how mature he looks when he plays. And to be honest, he's someone that I think most of us probably are really excited to watch when we do watch United. It's just unfortunately, like you say, it does seem a little bit of a waste, because some of his play was the most. I thought that it was probably the best that we played, to be honest, when he was on the ball. And it's just a shame that we didn't utilise it by, being a bit more clinical in those other chances. McTominay obviously missed that. There was another one as well, wasn't there? Was it Højlund or Garnacho? I can't remember now. But in these games, they're where you need to be clinical. Yeah. And unfortunately, we haven't been again. And I think it's probably been a sign of the season a little bit as well.
It's funny because, we were talking about the playing from the back. It was Liverpool, wasn't it, that we saw after the bad start to the season, his first season, that he sacked off playing out. Was hitting the ball long, and we got the result from that. So I know he's aware. We've seen the fact that he's aware of how if you don't have the tools to do it, it can be a problem. But it's obviously an important part of the way he wants to play, important part of beating the press. There's been so many examples of times where we've played out where you're probably thinking, just hit it, get rid of it, but then someone flicks it around the corner, a little 1-2, and all of a sudden you're in and you can score. So you've seen it work, but the players on the pitch, I guess, have to read the moment themselves. Because I was looking at that, and even Onana playing the ball to Wan-Bissaka, I just, you seen that he was going to get closed down. I thought in that moment, should we really try and play here? And then Wan-Bissaka as well could have got rid.
Wan-Bissaka is not someone that you'd be really comfortable on the ball anyway, and I think that's probably one of his downsides. Obviously his defensive work is brilliant and stuff, but in terms of him being on the ball, he's probably not the best at United. So that's probably an area that you'd want him to improve on.
So for me, Onana shouldn't give it him there. With
exactly.
47.5 minutes on the clock.
That's where you've got to. That's where, as a professional, as a player on the pitch, that's where you read the game and you take the game. I hate the cliche, but you take the game by the scruff of the neck and you go, right, this is what we're doing. And that's where you need that leader on the pitch to go, right, no, let's control the game. Let's get to half time and let's regroup and go again. And unfortunately, we didn't. And I feel like that's something that's been an issue, hasn't it? We allow games, we almost allow ourselves to lose games because of decision making, and it's an issue.
That is a horrible goal to concede. Everything about it. Every single part of the goal was reactionary, and it obviously shown because it ended up being.
And you know that feeling that we get as fans when we watch games like this, where a goal goes in and it kind of knocks the wind out your stomach, and it's almost like a gut punch. I can only imagine what it feels like for our players. And even when we was 1-0 up, I did say during the course of the game that I thought 1-0 was a decent position for us to be in from the standpoint of if they fire forward and they start to pressurise us. We've got the likes of Garnacho and Rashford and Højlund up front that might be able to exploit the space that they leave. But I also did think we needed another goal, and I think that McTominay chance was vital because I kind of knew that if we did concede and Liverpool equalised, that the floodgates could open, and then we get under our shell. We've often not shown the character. I think we've got a lot of players that I'm not gonna say they give up, but they're almost weak mentally, and there's almost too much fragility about the United team. Because even when there is decent bits of play, we could have a 5-minute spell of playing well, but in that 5-minute spell of us playing well, the other team still gets 1 or 2 chances in those. So it's just this whole conceding shots after shots after shots and chances and territory after territory, it's a recipe for disaster, and you're always leaving too much to chance because a lot of people have kind of hit back at the shots against critics saying, yeah, but look at the XG though that people are getting. All the shots that United are conceding haven't been high caliber chances, but in my opinion, it sounds very obvious. If you don't allow the other team to shoot, how can they score? Even if people are shooting from long range, there's always a chance that it gets deflected, it can run through the keeper, someone can score a screamer from range. Anytime that you concede a shot to an opponent, there's an opportunity to concede.
Just shows there's a lack of control though, in them shot numbers, innit? It just shows there's a lack of control in Man United's play. That's just the way I see it. I think if you concede in that many shots, whether they're in the box, outside the box, you're just giving way too much of an opportunity. And a lot of the time we see these shots they'll come in, and then there'll be a rebound or something to pounce on, like we seen earlier with the Salah goal. So
it's always the space, isn't it? Because it's not like we get caught, 2-on-1, 3-on-2 all the time. You talk about that point that Carragher made about how deep we sit. Often there's a full back four there, but it is that massive amount of space where you've got players running onto you and you're backpedaling.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree. Just before I get into the second half is about to kick off right now on our screens. I will read out the super chat from Discombobulate. What a name, by the way. Where it says, where is the project going? Coming into Ten Hag's 3rd year. No Champions League spot. FA Cup gone. Not yet. No patterns of play. If I was Ineos, I'd get rid. Very, very strong words from Discombobulate.
Coming into his 3rd year, but
we've now kicked off the second half, by the way.
Season.
Yeah. Not really. It's been 18 months.
Yeah. We need a fast start here, don't we?
Fast start again.
Fast start, get a goal.
Still, we're going to do it, and we have to have
something like Liverpool recovered well.
That's it. Lovely.
Best you could have got there.
We're going to have to start quick because Liverpool are just insane in the second halves this season.
They're very strong.
And they take their chances, don't they?
Team, yeah.
Liverpool are very strong in the last 20 minutes of games as well, which is another concern. They do come on strong, and that's not even with the subs they bring on because it's not like they have huge depth with the injuries that they've got. But it's almost like some of their players just naturally get stronger throughout the game, and they just remain dangerous at all times.
I'll tell you what, Salah completely sliced that second goal, didn't he? He was lucky it didn't go wide.
Yeah, I know.
He nearly completely shanked it.
Because he didn't have a great first half.
Come on, man.
Yeah, even that, I think that's not too bad. Maybe just
needs to on the dribble there, man. Cleaner.
I feel like as a defender, you always got to be so careful as well. I think if I'm a winger and I've got the fullback committed in the box,
what are you trying to do?
Yeah, but I feel like you always should take him on or be positive, because it only takes especially with VAR now.
Sometimes I just think with Rashford how he runs straight at people a lot.
Yeah, rather
come on, Rashford.
So this is it. This is like, I just hope that doesn't get in his head now, because he looks to the sky, doesn't he? And he just needs to let it go.
That's one of the biggest problems. He makes one or two actions don't go his way, and his shoulders drop. That's what people talk about.
That's what I was saying. That for me is what stands out the most. Like, and you just need to be constantly on it. Like, I think as a forward, you're always gonna like make a mistake, or you'll try beat your man 3-4 times and not get past him. But the top players, they stay.
Oh my! Nunes has almost sneaked it in.
I was convinced that went in.
Yeah, the way everyone stopped, I thought, have we got a howler here?
I think what's happened is good little battle if Nunes gets half a yard, but I think.
Oh my God!
Nana's almost half like thinking it's going to go, like he's cheating almost. Do you know what I mean?
He's nearly hit it in his own net, hasn't he?
That was almost a fucking stinker.
These lot are starting strong as well. Long day. Longest of days.
Easy catch.
Well done. Come on, man. Go. I hate when we don't start attacks here.
Come on, quick.
Every time. God's sake, man. What's the point?
You know what? We can't see it though. It probably wasn't something obviously on.
But then you go and do that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just a waste.
Like, go. Though, when it running, that's the issue.
Where's Garnacho?
Not started the same this half, have we?
We did actually start well and got a corner. But they've just come straight back. It's open now, isn't it? There's no...
That space in front of the back four. No, man.
Yeah, the chance to catch Liverpool a bit cold has gone now, hasn't it? You're going to have to wrestle a bit of control of the game.
Some people are assuming that because Liverpool are in green and white. And you talked about how lucky Salah got.
Go on.
You've got to look at the Irish from St. Paddy's.
Lucky.
Nice ball.
It's unlucky. Yeah, good defending.
Some player VVD, man.
Yeah,
I really don't like him. I don't like him because he's so good and plays Liverpool, and also he's arrogant.
Who's there?
He's an arrogant crap. Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Even then, he just passed the ball to Robertson, and it was a bit of a no look. Shit like that. I catch up on.
So much you hate him.
He's a top 5 CB in Premier all time.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Just not better than Rio.
He's not better than Rio, is he?
I loved Rio, man.
Yeah.
The thing with Rio, I feel like he would have been better, rated more in this era.
It's hard to compare here, isn't it?
I remember throughout COVID,
he's more of a this era's.
I went to watch back a lot of like 07, 08 United and stuff, like full game footage, and like the two players that I was thinking, no matter what you say about them, they just not got their flowers. I think it was probably Carrick and Rio.
Yeah.
Like some of the performances I was watching off them, I was like, wow.
Two modern day players.
Yeah. Carrick was just genuinely reminding me of like what I see with Rodri now.
He's so similar to Rodri in my opinion.
A bit, yeah.
Hopefully he's onside, because I know he has a history of not being onside.
Go on.
Oh, just
Go
didn't
on,
fall
just keep
right
the pressure.
there.
That's it. Come on, man.
That'll do. A bit quicker though.
Yeah, just raise the tempo a little bit, because I think that's when we play best anyway, when the game's faster.
That's how we can control.
Oh my God.
Don't just
that
fucking
lazy.
do that. Come on.
So far from McTominay there.
4v3 here.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful. I've seen a lot of that from Salah this season, where he's been so like laboured with his final action. He fucking got away with it there.
I don't know why he passed it, to be honest. It was not a lot of space to
actually. It was a pass that was never on. I thought he was going to shoot.
He wouldn't have had time to turn. Whoever was received it.
McTominay there, man.
Second half started very much more like what we've seen from United all season.
Yeah.
Where like very easy to attack against. Shit.
How do you even make that a thing though? Do you know what I mean? There, it looked like we should be gathering that ball there. Go.
He's gonna get there. I think it was one of them where I think Robertson could have kept it in, but if he kept it in, he would have just kept it in for Garnacho.
Oh my God, you stink! He saved it.
Brute strength tax.
I said that I don't think that ball was on. Lofting a ball like that.
This is again. I'll say I just want to see how Mount would do in that position.
We keep saying that. You know what's funny? Everyone acts like he's not played at all, so we don't know. When he has played for United this season, he's been bad.
For me,
it's been so few games.
No, he has. He's been bad.
Crystal Palace when he was in midfield, but he's played wide a lot of the games, left wing, right wing.
He has played in midfield.
In the midfield, though, it's different.
You can't when he's played, he's not been that good. Do you know what I mean? And
maybe not.
People have remembered it. People have said because everyone's have got.
For me, Wolves, he wasn't great. Well played.
Go on.
Pass that.
Jesus.
Good slip in that from things. Oh, you complaining about when you're gonna get sent off. Good slip in there from Rashford, Bruno. If he just looks to cut that back, man, to Garnacho there.
And I'm a guy that was like higher than most people on the Mount signing.
Do you know what?
Because he was a player that I rated when he was at Chelsea.
My thing with what's saying of how he's looked is I agree he's not looked great. My point is of him as a player and what his profile is as a player, as of what we know, because we've seen him win the Champions League with Chelsea. We've seen a certain level of performance. The 2 games where I'm like, he actually played where I'd want to see him play is probably like Luton off the bench and Palace, like when he started, and he was probably one of our better players in that horrific Palace game. But that's better.
Go on.
It's better though.
Go on,
McTominay. Come on, keep
good
fighting.
Movement,
keep fighting.
I think that was going straight through to Hoyland.
Oh my God!
Bruno,
pass back weren't great. Pass back weren't great. That's a foul.
It's a foul.
That's a foul.
That's a foul.
I feel like I feel like if they do anything, that's a foul. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
How have you let that run past you, Lindelof?
I feel like if they scored, that would have been a foul anyway, because it was such a blatant foul.
I'm glad they didn't, because
obviously we didn't see the half-time coverage. Does anyone know what Roy Keane said? Oh, hang on a minute, that ball.
It's
did anyone know what Roy Keane said about the Bruno?
They didn't dwell on it a lot.
Just because I'd be curious to see what he thought about that, because I thought it was a foul, but
Keane
I bet he was probably saying it was soft, wasn't it?
I wouldn't take Keane's opinion on any of them type of things.
Yeah, he's always going to say, go on!
Oh, he's got to pass that wide, though. Garnacho's on there.
Yeah, Garnacho's been fuming. There's been a lot of time.
He's got a point. He's got a point. He's been...
See, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a bad decision to shoot. It just needed to be a lot better shot. Like he had space and time.
Getting the chances to do something on the break, and we keep making the bad decisions.
I still think there's another goal in this game. I just think it.
There might be a couple more.
I think next goal wins. I think if United get their next goal, I think they'll go on to win.
You think so? I think we can score the next goal.
We can definitely score the next goal
again.
Oh, that's a dangerous clearance though. That.
Go on. It's you all the way on your own.
Go on.
There you go. That'll do.
That's nice. He's done well there.
Go on.
Look to your left where Hoyland is.
There's no
referee.
Prick!
Nah,
I'm done.
I'm not one to scream and shout about fouls.
I'm done with this. I'm just done with this ref. There's no point. There's no point asking for anything now, is there? The thing is, they'll start getting second bookings and that as well for them.
But the referee will probably get the biggest game of the weekend next weekend or something.
It's a joke, that.
I don't know why Salah's throwing his hands there. You've done nothing against Wan-Bissaka anyway.
That was sneaking in, that.
This ref's a joke, man. Someone needs to have a word. Issue is Bruno starts talking and he gets sent off.
But they keep showing the replay you don't want.
Bruno is the only captain in the Premier League that can't actually speak.
I want to see the fouls back and stuff.
He just gets booked every time.
The noise was for the foul, wasn't it? Yeah. Show it. We know what happened there.
He just gets booked every time he speaks to the referee. But every other captain in the league actually goes and complains. We're not allowed to for some reason.
And what happens? It's like the Draymond Green effect in the NBA. Like once you build up that kind of reputation of being a bit of a ratty moaner to refs, other refs know that. Do you know what I mean? So they just
Xhaka had that very bad, didn't he? Like with his fouls. Like if you ever seen him going for like a bad challenge, Xhaka and Casemiro.
Yeah.
Like
there's certain players they're just gonna
rep.
think the worst of. Do you know what I mean? Say like someone like Wan-Bissaka puts in a challenge very high, like semi-240, the ref's gonna think not really in his.
He doesn't make mistakes.
Whereas like if a Casemiro or a Xhaka does it, they're getting sent right off. Yeah,
we've had some chances to do something and we've bottled it, to be honest. The one where Bruno's there, he's got to look for the cut back to Garnacho, and then Højlund as well on the run, man. Garnacho on the right.
We're going to get another chance. I just
hope it's not after we concede, because then that's going to be useless. Because I can't see us going 2 down and doing anything. Just don't get embarrassed. That's probably my...
Ooh.
He's off.
He's off.
Is he booked already?
Yeah. He's already booked.
He might be in trouble there, you know.
Unless that's why he's just ran off, hasn't he?
Ref's not going to do it.
Ref's not gonna book him,
He's already decided now. He's not doing it.
You know what?
It was 50-50. It's a foul, but it's
not
straight at the ball.
Just about it.
I thought he actually
went
flying into him.
It's the one time I've seen him actually hold his own and just go, right, I'm not going to speak to the ref.
Look at this guy, man. Get up. Get up.
Them ones hurt still.
Get up, man.
Them ones do it.
You're a grown man. Get
up.
Can
come back on your ankle, can't it?
Get up.
You can't. Bruno's got to go for it.
Yeah, he's got to go for it, but
second
that's what I mean. He knows he can't say anything now.
That ref doesn't have a right to give him a second booking with the way he's let every single thing run in that game for Liverpool in midfield. The amount of times they've dragged us back is insane. It's smart though. Like that's what Liverpool and City are very good at, innit? Like the
it's like Rodri and Endos as well. That they constantly do it. And
he used to be really bad with that. Fernandinho.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You'd watch a game, he'd do the same thing 3 or 4 times,
and just nothing.
You'd get like 1 yellow by the end of the game.
I don't understand how, like, because you talk about players having a reputation, like certain players like Casemiro or whatever don't get away with things. Like, surely we know by now Rodri's cynical.
Yeah.
And so when you see him do his first foul, the question is, just because it's the first foul doesn't mean you're not going to book him. Was that a cynical foul? Because would I book him for that on 60 minutes?
It's actually so tactical, because if Rodri does that drag back in the first few minutes, the stage of the game, the ref's thinking, whatever.
I think the media perception helps though as well. Like the media have constantly gone on how Casemiro is a dirty player, so it's kind of fed onto the pitch. Whereas I don't really think there's Rodri's spoken about really.
McAllister scoring this, isn't he?
Right, free kick, dead centre.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was a good effort.
Good effort.
But it was never coming down in time.
He looks so much like Messi.
Any reason why it took 3 minutes though to take that free kick? Does that get added on?
We'll see.
Won't we?
Probably not.
He's asking a lot to score that. Yeah.
Is it raining? I've just seen. Is it pissing it down now?
Just get the ball straight off.
It looks like it is.
Because it was nice earlier, wasn't it? It's going to get all.
The literal Manchester weather's arrived.
Oh, come on.
Let that come across.
Can see McTominay coming off at some point for Mount.
Probably not, Gaffer loves it.
I think he'll take Mainoo off.
Yeah, he'll take Mainoo off.
Even
though it shouldn't be him, he'll take him off before McTominay. Because you'll probably think, McTominay could get a moment. Wow.
Hang on a second.
That is bad.
No, I think it looked worse than it was.
No, as in not that it's a bad
like he looked,
as in he looks like he's hit himself rather than it's like a red on him.
Oh,
man's face.
He's like they've both.
They've both gone high, but
go same height.
He's gone. Oh, do you know what?
I don't know.
It's gone in studs up and just.
He's gone in studs up.
I think the second angle looked worse than the first one.
Yeah.
But then I think the damage is his arse.
Yeah.
To Wan-Bissaka's head. Slam straight into it.
He's a vile twat, isn't he, Jurgen Klopp?
Oh, but he's so jarred, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just awful.
His interviews and that as well.
Such a great manager.
He's a creep.
He is jarring.
Great gaffer, unfortunately.
Oh my God, that stinks. This is what I'm talking
it's like
about.
Like the little, you know, we said, Carl, about the little jogging at half time he did. So performative.
Him and Arteta love that stuff, don't they?
Yeah, Arteta's another one. The best managers are always the ones that rival fans hate.
They're great on you.
Because like they're their personality, and it was almost like the team emulates their personality.
Mm.
I think that's part of the problem, because you don't really know what Ten Hag's personality is. He's very stoic, isn't he?
Bruno, just brother, just give the ball.
Sometimes I wonder.
Oh, you slapped him in the face. He's off. Oh, you're offside. That's lazy. Gotta be ready on your toes.
The free kicks on the other side of the pitch, ref. Don't you dare let him take it quick. 10 yards away. Let him. Right, got 30 minutes to go now. First 15 minutes of second half's gone. It's not been the most promising for United. It's the pace has slowed down a little bit. Liverpool are controlling the game as of now, and we've got 30 minutes to try and get a goal back. I think United are capable of maybe 1 or 2 more moments. It just depends on whether we keep Liverpool out.
A draw's just extra time.
Is it just to me that we look like retiring?
We are. You're right.
But this is where subs are needed, and it's. I feel like you can wait a little bit too long sometimes.
Yeah. Højlund's not played in a long time as well, has he?
A few weeks, yeah. Well, you wouldn't. Who would you bring him off?
Yeah,
for?
no, I wouldn't bring him off. Just a thought, innit? Like.
Oh, way too easy.
Onana's as well, man. Onana's done very well there. Núñez is becoming a big problem.
He's such a weird player, Núñez.
I think he's coming into it though now. You know, last few weeks, I'm starting to be a bit more convinced by him. Before I was genuinely.
Should be saving that. Though.
Yeah,
comfortable height. Near post, I think that's a save.
Like when they first signed him, I thought nah, and even like until like the midpoint of the season, because the amount of chances he misses and stuff. Like for me, playing under Klopp is as a forward. It's probably the dream team to play for, especially that style of forward.
Fucking hell!
Like in a Klopp Liverpool team, and he was just missing chances, chance after chance.
All on his own now.
No way he's kicked that in.
Huh?
That must have gone out, surely.
I thought that was out.
And rather than passing it back, he's trying to fight. Weird player, Salah, sometimes.
Gets the job done, man.
It's weird because he could just set the ball back then, but he's trying to like tussle and scrap. Have my phone then, please. It's on charge.
Sometimes I wonder if Anthony could do a job at left back.
People have said that. I think that's how bad it's got.
But when but in this moment when you're chasing the game and you want to make a change, and you've seen it like with Wan-Bissaka, you can't really make that full-back change.
You really comfortable with Salah against Anthony? Fair away, Salah.
Well, he's got enough. I mean, the one positive he does have is his work rate.
He's quite
tenacious, isn't he? You know, one-on-one. My problem is he can't beat a man for a winger, but as a full-back, you drive into the space, don't you?
That's
a bad pass.
That's what I mean. Wan-Bissaka's having a shocker here on the ball. Like,
maybe
you could really do with making a change here.
Maybe he is actually tiring because he hasn't
played for a while.
He hasn't played for a long time.
Yeah, he might not get 90 out of him. I don't think the issue is we're chasing the game, and I'm not sure we get 90 minutes out of Højlund and Wan-Bissaka.
But you can see it now. Now's that you got. I mean, Mount will probably come on. You've got Amrabat. You can't bring Eriksen onto this.
So Maguire, I reckon they'll probably take off. They'll probably take Lindelof to left back. Wan-Bissaka comes on, and then Maguire comes on. Well held that.
You say you can wait too long. I feel like now's the time where you need to try and change the game a bit. Because we are looking tired.
Sometimes there's a pass on and this guy puts his arms out.
That's what I mean. Like there's barely anybody even there to pass the ball to.
Yeah. We just don't know where we're going.
We just don't know what to do with the ball. We treat it like a bomb.
There you go. Over the top.
And that's what I mean. Kick it up, give it back. It's just
Garnacho scrapping the fullback for it.
I think Garnacho has been. He's had a frustrating game in terms of like a couple of opportunities. Feel like he's needed to get the ball, and you can see his head starting to drop a bit.
I love
Bruno. Have we even got anyone warming up here?
He's chasing, isn't he?
I love Bruno. I hate how he gets so much stick from some people because I think he's quality and his work rate and his effort is always there.
Properly run out of steam at the moment, haven't we?
It's gone very flat.
We look really flat now. The game's gone flat. United look a little bit flat.
Liverpool got it exactly where they want.
Better belief's gone.
That's the other thing as well. When you're playing this Liverpool team, you got your Salahs, like Van Dijks, like they've been in this team, won titles. Like they could just control sort of that element of the game.
Good tackle by Mainoo.
Just keeps coming back, doesn't it?
Oh, you got sent there.
Jesus Christ.
Last start from Kwanzaa. Yeah, it's never been more evident that we need a change, and this manager's just going to act like we don't need one.
But the thing is, we're not changing the way we play, are we? We are trying to get the ball forward, try and win it, try and turn it over. But when you've got 2, 3, 4 players that look visibly tired, you're obviously not going to. You're not going to win those battles. Make the changes, because right now the only thing that's happening is a third goal for Liverpool.
Yeah, feels like.
And they'll make us run a little bit.
Because the game's not over at 2-1, but almost like we're playing like it.
That's what I mean. But this is what I was saying before. We need to make the changes now. It's like you just said, Abdullah. Is anyone even warming up?
It's like a bottom half side playing a top half team, 2-1. I mean, and it's you're waiting for that time where you can take a risk. Do you do it at 75? Do you wait till 80 minutes?
Well, that shows like what's going on because nobody's running.
Doesn't know.
This is the worst when you go down and the other team's just taking their piss. It's Ole football though. Like,
it's so easy.
Oh my god!
Look at that. That was just 2 passes.
Well in Onana.
Oh, he's shanked it.
He's shanked it.
It
was
good. It was
the only thing that we could do.
It was such a close distance. He's actually come out rapid to that. I thought Nunes was well on that. It's just easy. Like once they pop into the centre, they'll just keep passing it like this, then pop into the centre again, then look for that pass round the corner, and then probably get another couple of goals.
I mean, there's not major changes you can make, but even just a couple of like for like.
The like for like. It's just the fresh legs on the pitch.
So who is it that you would like to see?
I'd want to see Mount.
Fucking hell.
Pure poor decision.
Canal de Law.
Talk about poor decisions.
He's fantastic.
Saka, man.
Reading them.
Great defending.
Bro, Garnacho, you can't just chase that, brother. Come on, man.
I'm hoping that Liverpool do.
Well, it's kick out.
I'm hoping that Liverpool do the complacency thing where they're just like. Kick ups.
I don't understand how these players have this ego. Like, get back.
Liverpool will miss a lot of chances and still just keep going. That's what's so great about them, though.
Oh, get up.
We've seen it in loads of games this season, like Newcastle, Chelsea.
6-3 brute fucking falling over like a little.
I think Højlund might have to come off, mightn't he? Like, normally he looks after him, doesn't he? So if he is a bit injured, or he's carrying something, even if
I would rather not risk Højlund playing the full game and injuring him out now because
he's off with Denmark, isn't he?
Yeah. To be fair, Denmark seem to manage his minutes pretty well as well. But
this is painful to watch. This
I know, but we're hitting 70 minutes. Like this is exactly where subs need.
For me,
next time the ball goes
still
out,
in it. Why wouldn't you just make the sub? Like you're still in the game now, man. You wait until you concede the third, and then that's it. It's a bloodbath after that. Just make the change now. I understand, man. I get it.
There's certainly questions to ask, isn't there, really?
What I will say in fairness, though, is that when you are limited off the bench, like right now, Liverpool have got this game completely where they want it.
I know.
Your changes have to work, and it must be, it's difficult with what we've got on the bench. Tactically, how do you change this? Because like for like, you get some fresh legs, but is it going to change the tide of this game, or can you
go on? Oh, it's just overhitting it. Ball skimming away with
because of the rain. Now it's just ran off.
Garnacho looks very tired, and I've.
It's like Højlund's coming off. Right. Probably 70-minute mark was a target. You've got Anthony and Maguire.
I reckon.
So Rashford will go up top. Lindelof to left back. Maguire and Varane centre out.
I imagine that's what it'll happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Wan-Bissaka and Højlund have both come off, and on in their place is Maguire and. Who's the one that come on? Anthony as well.
So it's 2 enforced changes, really.
2 enforced changes.
It's just because obviously coming back from injury, you can understand it. It's just, there's certain players on the bench who could definitely make an impact there. Like I think Mount would be very good to come on, especially off the ball. he'd definitely be able to play the ball better than McTominay can.
And they're also bringing on Harvey Elliott for
that's going to cause
Showball, which is probably the way the game's gone. That's not a good change for us because he's got a lot more like ball retention ability than Showball. So he's very technical.
He'll pop up in them pockets that will just like hurt.
Yeah.
Like the pockets that we keep giving him because there's such big space.
Like they've been it's just the final.
Oh, get up, man.
The final third is where it's broke down a little bit for him as well.
Oh man, how's that then?
And
you actually giving that foul?
They've been playing in like first gear a little bit as well. But I think Harvey Elliott's he's a bit of a dangerous player to come on in a game like this.
The only good thing about if this game ends like that is that we've not lost like 5-6-1.
Sometimes the performances are already. No, but sometimes the performances are so.
Lindelof against Salah. Pray for us.
But the thing is, Salah's been awful though.
He hasn't played well.
Apart from shanking the ball in the post, I'd go as far to say that I think Salah is one of the main reasons that we're still in the game.
Well in.
Good tackle.
Well in.
But he got his J in it, so that's what people talk about.
Gotta be quick.
There's so many players out there, isn't there?
Not too bad.
He's done well.
I'd want Rashford to gamble across the front post there.
Liverpool are playing like they've won the game already when they haven't. And
I thought it went for a
United are playing like we've lost the game already when we haven't. It's 2-1.
Not that we're great at corners. But
yeah, it does feel like that. I feel like a lot of these players for both teams are probably very, very fatigued, you know, with like how long the season's been.
Unlucky.
Don't mind that. But
yeah, I've got phone,
Anthony on the edge of the box.
He said something from phone, but then I didn't give him my phone.
Someone's robbed it, man.
Yeah.
It's gone, that. The low does well to Cobby. Well in, man. Oh, if he just sees Rashford there, you know. Tomine on the edge.
Back post.
Good switch, man. Love that.
Back in.
Go on.
Alright, I don't mind that though.
At least we're getting some opportunities.
That's what I mean. There's more chances.
Trying. Ref, man!
Is that not a foul
Are you
again?
serious?
I think he slipped a bit. There was a touch, but I think he slipped as well. That might have been the main thing that took him down.
That's a foul.
God's sake, man.
I thought that Garnacho got away there, and then he just that arm
that
arm comes out, innit? I don't know.
They're not doing great with the replays, though, are they?
Shocking ITV.
Yeah, poor today.
Oh my God. Such bad coverage.
They aren't the best, aren't they?
No, they're terrible.
They've shown like really weird replays as well that have like nothing to do with what people are actually trying to see.
It's not the first time people complain about that, though, is it? I'm sure they've got like some issue with being able to show particular footage or something.
Yeah.
And the only VAR replay was that offside, innit? Everything else you keep waiting to see in VAR. You're just staring at the ref.
You have to wait forever too.
Like you're at the stadium.
There we go.
That's Salah, Elliott. That's 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
That's what I mean. It's that little from that right side. It's a worry, isn't it?
Because just getting into that final third so easily, man. It's just that almost like a canter and a walking pace. And the stuff that irks me about the people looking at the scoreline just being as 2-1, it feels like as the game's gone on from minute one, the quality between the two sides has just continued to show. And Liverpool have played the last 20-25 minutes as if they're not asked about scoring next and they don't believe that we're going to score back.
They're using it as a training session.
It's almost like a training session.
Because they've played a lot of football compared to us, mate. Like, we've just been getting knocked out of every competition.
3v1.
It's okay, it's alright.
Well,
I'll do.
Alright, come on, can we actually go for once? Thank you. Oh my God, not like that.
Out the waste.
You stink.
It's this. Oh, Anthony, man.
I hate this guy, man.
He didn't have the pace. I don't know, man. What does he bring?
At least Pepe had moments in him.
He's the most.
You don't expect anything from Anthony.
Oh.
Even though we might have given up on him as a player for the future, for an £80 million winger, you just don't even expect. You don't even think you're going to get a moment
from him on that aspect.
He's the most.
He's not an £8 million player.
No, I know, but I mean for us, for an asset that we've got, it's like you're not even going to get.
That's a sub I don't want to see.
He's the most unthingy winger ever, isn't he?
Bradley.
Yeah.
Salah.
Oh no, I think Salah coming off helps them.
No, man.
He's been a net negative to him this
Well,
game.
but let's be honest, man. He's in moments like even outside of the goals, like you've got to look at some of his assists this season, like that final part. Like even if he's having a poor game, to be fair, he's fasting probably, innit, Salah? So doubt he plays a full night.
That does definitely affect.
That'll definitely like.
Because I played with a guy that Ramadan was during the summer.
Yeah.
And pre-season,
That's tough, that,
I don't know how he did it. Because he couldn't have water or nothing either, so
yeah, you have to just like really.
He put water on his head and that, and like say he would dribble towards his mouth. He was doing like spitting
it out, just to have. The thing is, if you hydrate enough the night before, you're fine. But if you're actually like properly playing pro football and stuff, then it's tough.
That pass, you've got to play that pass.
Cobby's got us out of the way so many times.
Stitched him up, good play from him.
He's got us out of that situation so many times, Cobby. He's got no right to get out of it, but he's done it. Does it go extra time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it extra time? I thought it was straight pens.
No, it's League Cup.
Okay. Oh.
Go on.
Oh, it's true.
Cut it back. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, he's done well.
There's not
a lot he could have done there. It was hanging up, wasn't it? It was bouncing.
It's fighting, man. Keep it up.
Come on, we'll just get a strong finish.
No, man, the way we've acted, the game's gone on like we've been 4-1 down.
That ball's not on the line at all.
It never is. No one takes a corner within the, is it the quadrant they call it?
Gary Neville will tell you that's right.
Our corners usually stink anyways, so there we go. Yep. Right, that's a good opportunity to Anthony on his favoured foot in the perfect position, and he can't beat his man from the cross. Man. What does this guy do? Right, come on, do something here. Copy. Great switch.
Put it in.
Well in, Garnacho, you know.
Done well.
Done very, very well.
Get a bit of space for the cross.
That's a poor return pass.
Yeah. You can.
Look at that.
This is probably game over now. Yeah. We'd be very lucky to survive this.
Well in.
That was like 6-on-2 for a second.
Well in.
It's amazing how like that the intensity of the Liverpool players to get.
That was good defending though. That was good defending because it was like there wasn't a clear pass on the whole time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was great defending, but it's like the intensity of Liverpool getting forward to our players getting back was bizarre.
Look at that, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-on-2.
It's everything.
They probably didn't play that very well. Liverpool, we got away with that.
But that's Liverpool. They'll do that all game, and they'll take them risks where they'll leave the space if they lose it, but they'll do it. Eriksen.
This is what
I'm very happy to see that.
I mean, for set pieces.
This is what annoys me though, because
I'm sorry. How can you take Colby over McTominay?
I'm sorry, that sub's poor.
It's for the goal, and it's for the goal threat.
It's for the goal threat. Yeah.
If we get a set piece, who's more likely to pop up with a goal?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, I see it.
Mount's hardly bad at set pieces though, and I'm not being funny.
I'm surprised Mount's not come on there. You wonder sometimes, you know, is he put him on the bench just to say he's on the bench? Is he fit enough to come on?
Because what's the point?
Because surely otherwise,
this is exactly when you'd want to play.
Off the ball though, Eriksen isn't good off the ball, and he's leggy or like. Look,
see, I was just going to say he's started to struggle with the little things like this, receiving the ball and getting caught turning.
He's going to gamble now. He's pushing Scott up front. That is a shocking ball, Maguire. My God. That Maguire.
If it's a little bit off, you don't mind it, but that was about
20 yards
off.
I almost took someone in the exact seats.
Yeah, keep going, ref. That's fine. He's nearly in. That's ridiculous. He's taken about 15 yards there.
Yes. Garnacho looks very tired, you know. Every time I look at him, it feels like he's dragging himself.
Can't take him off though.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Oh, you can't.
I don't see Anthony getting any change out of Joe Gomez either.
Yep.
They say that about most fullbacks, but
Gomez about to have the easiest end to this game.
Oh my God!
You don't touch that though. You don't touch that down. You just go straight into that with your head in it. Like
it's just reactionary. It's like don't know what to do, but oh no, put your head through that.
don't know why he's trying to touch that in front of him. It's just not on.
It's rough, this.
It's been a rough watch, man. It just feels like
I can't.
the life's been
that
sucked
sub
out
is
of the
bizarre.
game.
Properly bizarre. Got my glasses on now, so I can just about see the game.
Got 10 minutes, might as well. I don't know. I feel like there's so much that could boil down to this final 10 minutes if we are going to try, because we're playing for top 4, which is a bit of a stretch. It's a bit more feasible now that Tottenham dropped points yesterday, but I think United need to show a little bit of fight here, because it's a cup game competition. You've got international week coming up. I think we've just got to blow the gasket, really.
I love the FA Cup, and I'd love to go and win it. I love it every year. It's a shame the players don't.
This has been tough, this. I mean, Liverpool have looked after the ball, haven't they? And they've...
Everything's so...
Just hope the crowd can find something and just get a little...
Obviously,
a little bit of something in the last 5 minutes.
Bruno genuinely looks tired, by the way. He's dragging himself, across.
I wouldn't even be too fussed to see him come off for Mount.
You know, that's
if
what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be... Potentially could be the sub, to be fair, but...
Tyson Fury's not happy.
He won't be happy, will he? Stick him
I
out
could bring him on and probably do a better job.
Yeah.
Look, they've slowed the game right down, innit?
Probably for the better.
Also, what I mean, look at Van Dijk, bro. He gets his first name on the shirt.
Sounds so sad, but the amount of United...
No, see, that sums him up.
What?
Van Dijk.
What's his name?
He's got Virgil on his shirt.
Oh. Maybe that's
It's his brand, innit?
Yeah, maybe you don't rate his pops or something. You know them, Memphis done that, didn't he? He used to have Depay.
To be fair, he's got Darwin.
Yeah. Would you have your first name?
Tom.
It'd be stupid.
If I was a footballer, I would have had to.
Yeah, you would.
It's Ronaldo or Brown.
Yeah.
I'll just keep.
What about the first? Did the players do that? The first letter, then dot.
Does Jota do that?
To, innit? I feel like he might do that.
D. Dot Jota.
I think that's what
R. Dot Brown. Yeah.
R. Dot Brown.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, C. Dot Stones. It's almost like a Brexit name. That.
C. Dot.
C. Dot Stone.
Brexit sounds like your own underground battle rapper.
C. Dot Stone. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
C. Dot.
I don't flop.
And you say the dot.
I think I'd just put AG. Just 2 letters.
That's when you know you've made it, when you only have to put your initials.
Yeah, you've got to be a serious baller to do that, though, innit?
This is so flat.
So flat.
This is unbelievable.
It's been agonising.
United-Liverpool.
I hate the way we've played, but I also hated the way that Liverpool played last 20 minutes.
I don't.
They've
just not battered us.
They've almost kept the ball for no reason. Acting as if they're 3-0 up.
You know what, Onana can actually hold his head high, to be fair.
I'm hoping it bites him, how complacent they've kind of been.
Ball, lucky. Yeah, but we're still in the game, aren't we?
Do we get an extra sub if it was to go to extra time?
Yeah.
Ahmad, boy.
Let's go for it. Mount's not fit. There's no way Mount's fit.
So what's he done here then?
So what's the
formation? Centre back?
Nah, he won't, because Scott's his best goal threat. That's what Ten Hag sees it as.
So he's gone
maybe it's straight. Maybe it's Delo. Actually, yeah. Maybe it's Delo, Lindelof, and Maguire at the back.
Anthony, what are you doing?
Look at him, slowed everything right. I think there's going to be a whole lot of time added on as well.
I'm not convinced. I feel like we've not got on it today, have we? There'll be 5 or something. Yeah, 5, 6.
Game was there for us as well. That's what's frustrating. We allowed them back in.
He sees Maguire's licking his lips.
Come on, man.
Is there anyone?
Won it. Come on,
the game up.
Go.
That was not a fantastic pass, but away with it.
So many of our passes just
bobbling
wobble
into
about.
him. He's offside, miles off.
Yeah. Oh my God, this brother always struggles to take the ball down.
Oh, cool. We've got it there. Come on.
I think this is what I'm saying. I'm hoping that we punish
Lay it back.
Anthony! Yes! Go on, lad!
Stupid. Oh, my foot.
That's what that's what Liverpool deserve.
Yes.
Well in, Anthony.
Liverpool playing for the last 20 minutes like they've already won the game. That's what was pissing me off so much. The way that they were playing was like Liverpool thought they already won, and we thought we already lost the game. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to watch extra time. Watch us
You deserve
extra time, and then break my fast late. Thank you.
We got away with the offside. Can
we just get the winner now?
It's falling nicely.
No, nothing.
I thought he was going to lay that back.
He started the move, hadn't he? Nice.
He's used his right foot. I can't believe it. Maybe he's born now.
Oh, wow.
See what happens when you use your right foot, Anthony.
Maybe that actually clicks in his mind now. Shit, I must start using my right foot now.
You know what's funny though? He scores that and then people in the comments could be like, well, Anthony haters
Where's
now. That's what people do. Do you know what I mean?
I'm here. That's actually, you know
It's
what?
a great finish.
That is a like not a winger. That's a striker's finish. That's like a seasoned like number 9. That like just composed.
They've got what they deserved. In fairness, Liverpool.
They slowed the game, tried to waste it, didn't they?
Yeah, and they've had so many chances.
Liverpool have been more bothered about trying to like rub it in and play like tippy tappy football, wasting time every time the ball goes out of play, acting slow and complacent when the game's 2-1. And I thought United needed to up it because you got a chance. It's 2-1. You're still in the game, but it's almost like the game was being played like.
Oh, I think the game's here to be won in normal time now. I don't think it's with the changes we've made. Defenders on the pitch.
Well in Onana.
No, man. If we
Brilliant
get
from
out
Onana. Oh Jesus!
Why have you?
What's going on? Eriksen, might you put that out?
He's off.
Jesus, what happened then?
There's the movement on that ball.
By the way, Onana initially with that attack done so well. By the way,
look at the spin on that.
Imagine it went in like that.
Oh, that would have been devastating.
Oh, you'd have been furious at that, wouldn't you?
What is that clearance from Maguire?
That's tough. That is.
What
can he do there?
If there's anything else he could do.
I would have liked more gone like that rather than into the ground. To be fair,
just catch it.
God, that was horrendous.
Imagine Maguire put it in his own net there. I would have just summed it up in it.
What formation are we playing here? Because the game's in a balance now, and I'm concerned that we've only got like who's on. We just took Varane off. Taking Varane off for Ahmad.
He's gone for it, to be fair.
Is it worth bringing like Cambuala on and going back to where we were? Or do you just go for it, try and win it?
I think we can go win this. Come on, Reds.
Go on, Anthony.
Come on, United.
Come on, man.
Go on.
Oh!
Go on, Reds.
Anthony's come to life.
Man. Give us something this season, for once. Come on, keep going.
Right, stay up there now.
Keep going, just keep them up there.
I want to see what our setup is right now, though.
Yeah,
we noticed
it. Clue. I genuinely don't have a clue. It's
the second time he's used his right foot.
What I would have done for Van Dijk.
He's actually using his right foot, and he actually looks all right.
What I would have done for a Van Dijk on goal.
That would have
hit like crack.
Van Dijk on goal for the winner would be beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. That is
Eriksen, the whole point of you is just being composed there. Like, that's the whole point of you being on the pitch and you're going to do that.
If you can't play that pass, seriously.
So I don't get it.
You might be right, Mount.
Free?
Yeah, Mount might not be fit.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in extra time if it goes like. Oh, God. The thing is, I don't see us winning extra time, lads. So.
I'm honestly surprised it's only 4 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it'd have been a lot more.
It's madness that.
With just the length of time they've taken.
I'll take it though, because I probably need to reorganise, don't we?
Come on, lads. Come on, Garnacho, fight.
I'll do.
Nice.
Well in, man.
Oh,
why are you trying to?
Did he do that?
These are the decisions, like Eriksen there, then Garnacho there. Come on, man. You need to do better with that.
Go on.
Play it.
No. He's done the right thing. He's done the right thing now.
Well done.
Go on. Win it now.
Go on. Oh.
Go on. Think. Good decision. Now he almost didn't get there. Jesus Christ, Eriksen.
Right.
That's a foul.
That's a foul.
Throw
I mean, it's not. If it's a throw in, it's theirs. Surely.
I don't understand. Come on, man. I want us to win it now if we win it. I don't want to. I think extra time to win it, man.
Come on, guys. Fucking
It's
hell.
got to be now, man.
Nah, I
No, he's on,
don't know,
he's on.
man.
Go. Yes.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, United.
Come on, United. Please give us something this season, man. Just anything. Just not one memorable win. Come on, man. Ahmad, by the way he picked that ball up there,
yeah.
I just want to see more of Ahmad, man.
That's where he's best, innit?
Yeah.
It's a good ball.
Keep it in. Turn.
Oh, fucking hell, that was wild.
God, brother. What are you doing?
De Gea would be on his line now.
It's a good knock, that.
It's a great ball, that
Very
from.
good ball.
Pass it.
Far post, go on.
Oh, that's where you got to get in the 6-yard box.
Oh, attack that.
Go on.
What is going on here?
That's 2 in from Maguire and no one attacking there.
Yeah.
It's hard to do anything with them,
Yeah.
innit? Because they're just so floaty, aren't they?
I think our best bet's to nick it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me. Because these
The crowd are right up for it as well.
Yeah, the crowd are up for it now. This is it, man. Come on, Reds, man.
93rd minute. The reaction's been good since the equaliser, isn't it?
Mm.
Go on. Set it.
Oh, nearly. It's done all right, you know, there.
Keep it up that end of the pitch.
I don't want to fool him now. Over there. That gut.
They're all on side.
Go on, Maguire.
Oh.
Ref.
Play on, play on. But use your man. Don't do anything stupid. Use your man. That's it. Well played. That's it. We've got one more chance in us.
Forward.
Yeah, go
come
on.
on,
That's
guys,
all right. It's all right. Just make this chance. Make
I
this
don't know if
chance
it's alright.
count.
I think it's momentum killing passes though. Them two.
Nice. He wins the ball so well, don't he, Maguire? He just gives you something to pick up.
Good header.
Come on. Come on.
Go on.
Go on. Go on. Matt Rashford! Oh my God!
Wow.
He's got to finish that.
He's got to score that.
Oh, so close.
That was the tie.
That's the game.
That was it, man.
I mean, it's not a hard chance.
Been waiting for it all game.
It's an easy chance.
That's absolutely fucking disgraceful.
That's criminal.
You got
Great
hit
touch as well. Just finish that, man.
That's absolutely shocking.
That's unbelievable.
Hit the target. Fuck me, man.
That is awful.
Hell.
Oh my God.
That is awful.
Oh, such a bad finish, man. He's got to put that away.
Oh,
There you go.
Rashford. Wow.
And that is it.
That is poor.
Full time. 2-2. Rashford with an absolute gilt edge. Huge chance to win the game with the last kick of the game.
Oh,
and
that doesn't bite.
he's not even hit the target, but a little bit of fight back and momentum there for the last 10 minutes or so after scoring. I think United deservedly got a goal back. In terms of, I thought the way that Liverpool played for the last 25 minutes with the keep ball, possession, wasting time, acting like they're 3 goals up and already won it whilst being only 2-1. I think that's what happens in football, and they got what they deserved. Just hope United can actually keep a bit of that momentum going for the rest of the extra time. But I feel like Abdullah said, our best opportunity to win the game might have been that final 5 to 10 minutes, because I don't know whether Liverpool can be as shaky and as wobbly as they were the last 10 minutes in extra time.
I think the pressure's on Liverpool though. As I said before, I think this is more. This is a trophy that they can, with everything that's going on with Klopp in his last season, and this is a period of a very good Liverpool team. These trophies are important, and they didn't react very well to conceding. You just hope you can keep that momentum on as we start extra time and try and nick a goal. Because if they do settle, you would worry that they'll start getting into a rhythm again and pick us off.
I'm just in disbelief.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe he's missed. The one guy you'd bank on in the big moment, like in the big games.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm saying the big games.
I mean?
30 goals against like the big six. He's always got one of them moments in it. You know, I felt like he'll get that today and score.
But from that position
as well, that's what I'm talking about.
To be that, the way, I mean, the touch is perfect. It's not too into his body. It sits up nicely. He steps onto it.
When I say bank on, I mean like he has a lot of them in his record, like that type of chance in a big game, and he scores, and it's just.
Martial scores that.
It is saddening. We've got another 30 minutes of torture. Hopefully, that United can do something for us, man, because as I said before the game, it's almost like, as a United fan, are there any moral victories? Because at the end of the day, us getting to extra time with Liverpool when we were massively not favourites and then getting knocked out at the end of it anyway, if they score 1 or 2 goals in extra time, how much of a positive can you take from it? But I'm just still gutted about that last chance there for Rashford to win. I think it would have been a beautiful way to win it.
It would have been the perfect way to win it.
Stick it to Klopp and that fell.
Was it Eriksen?
I think it was Eriksen.
We needed that, you know. We needed that type of pass. I hope he gets another one, scores it, because I feel like it's one of them. If we lose the game here, it's gonna just the pylon's gonna be big, and it's just gonna be like more just like negative stuff around the team and that.
I do need to go pee, but like I was nervy to. It's just one of those where I think the extra 30 minutes kind of affect you in terms of this part of the season with fatigue, because it was weird. It felt like we almost got a bit of a second wind after we did score, because before that the game was very slow, very flat. We looked very tired, I thought, and
Garnacho finished the game well, didn't he? He's for the amount of football he's been playing.
We'll see now how bad that Mount injury really is now, innit? Because we go into extra time. Have we got any more subs?
Yeah.
I think we've got one more, don't we? Because we've used the 3, but
Bruno looks shattered. You know?
Bruno looks really tired, and the weird thing is as well, right? I think you might be right, you know, Tom. I do wonder if he is fit. Wonder if he's ready yet, and maybe he's just on the bench just to.
Because it would only be another kid anyway. Because there's so many injuries, it would have just been someone from the academy. So. Yeah,
exactly. So is it just a case of putting him on there for the set, like
just to show he's nearly there?
If he was fit, surely he would have come on already.
Yeah.
Or was he brought back for potential penalties because he can take a penalty? Maybe, I don't know, but I think it's a strange one.
In fairness, Ahmad had a. You know, for the impact they had, it was a small impact, but he looks calm, doesn't he?
Was Eriksen?
I hope he was offside.
He was offside.
Yes, he was offside. Thank God.
Thank God he was off.
That would have been awful scoring that, and then
and then celebrate.
He was off.
I think so.
Off, yeah.
I think he was off.
Yeah, he was well off. Yeah, that was half like his head on his shoulder. All right, I'm glad now.
Terrible with the replays, aren't they?
I'm glad he missed that, because imagine we celebrated.
How not shown that, but that would have been awful celebrating that for VAR. That would have been clipped, wouldn't it?
Someone tell him that, because he's going to think now.
He's going to think shit, yeah. Ronaldo's just hopped off to the loo, but we have kicked back off.
What we were saying about that's the chance, you know, that you want him to get.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's his style of chance, innit? But again, Eriksen there, we missed that. Even the goal at the Emirates, he gives him that ball. There's been a few chances this season, like if Eriksen's on the pitch, I think Galatasaray as well. Rashford, then he tries to square it to Bruno, comes off Eriksen. We don't have that player who's got that moment. Sometimes Bruno feels like he hits the space rather than lays it right in the path.
And Bruno's never just loitering in that same way. He's so
he's
got so much agency around the pitch, getting over here, getting over there.
Lindelof,
that's good play. Good strength.
Fair play.
He was probably happy Salah went off Lindelof, to be honest.
Nice.
I'm buzzing that Salah went off. I know what Ronaldo said, but them breaks that they had. Yeah.
I think that the thing is with extra time is it's always slow, isn't it?
Over the top. Come on, Reds.
Liverpool don't look like they've recovered too much from that goal. There's something in this for us.
He's offside. I think he was offside there, wasn't he?
Off there. To be fair, the line was quite deep in it.
Anthony again? Fucking hell. Have we started stronger?
Rashford was well off, you know.
Was he miles offside?
It wasn't miles, but like half his body and his shoulder was off.
Anthony's looking
honestly,
really lively.
ITV's coverage stinks.
How they made it seem like it was gilt edge, and if he was miles off.
It wasn't that. It was just enough that we could see it from the replay with the naked
head
eye.
and his shoulder, innit?
They would have drawn the lines and it would have been off.
Tommy, you'll make me laugh, you know, man. I feel like I've managed to see your face throughout it, and I can. You pretty much wear your emotions, and you look so nervy. Do you know what I mean? Like you look, I could tell the stress of the game's like waned on you throughout the game.
So
that's the point of it. It's like
maybe
trials.
I'm giving it away.
Episode of a United fan. It's stressful stuff with it. Also, so what someone did say in the comments, which I believe is true, United are doing the extra time with only 3 defenders on the pitch. By the way.
Yeah.
3 natural defenders.
That's why I thought he might change it. Now he got the chance to.
I'm trying to see what setup we've done now.
How many subs have we got?
I think we've got 1 now. The extra time sub that you're apparently allowed. If you are
we made
allowed
our 4 subs then?
We've made.
Yeah, we're playing with a back 3.
No, as in, have we made 5? Is it 5 subs in general?
You get 5 subs and 3,
but
3 breaks in play, don't you?
Okay.
He's another one, Ollie.
Who's been our subs then?
Gakpo, he's poo. So poo.
He's gonna score now. Why did you say that?
No.
The Onana's ability for all to get all these high claims is just so underrated.
I feel he's just become a bit more
strong,
commanding. Last like 2 months especially.
His confidence has grown so much because those performances in the Champions League weren't Onana. He was in the Champions League final as man of the match only a few months earlier.
Ref, man. These lot, by the way, that someone needs to have a word with the ref about this because every time Ahmad's away there from Gomez, you know, he's well away. Ref doesn't even want to hear it. It's so clear.
I think our formation change has affected Liverpool a bit, but I'm just wondering
it's quite just
when we'll when a team just clocks onto it.
Days, great one from Konsa.
Now we made him look like Cafu today.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Konsa.
Guys bombing up the pitch.
It's weird though. Do you think he might have spawned like a bit of a? He's not completely the same, but a regen of Van Dijk and Konsa. There's a bit of similarities there.
Van Dijk's just Van Dijk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard to...
Too much space.
Oh my days.
I'll do. It's fine. It's a problem with extra time, though, isn't it?
I want to have a look at the stats. I'm not really seeing much stats from the game as well.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
What's the... We've had 20 shots to their 24.
Basketball game.
8 on target for us, 10 for them.
Basketball match, FC. And that's what happens. You age throughout the game like we have. Watching United. 5 minutes in, you've had an opportunity each. Got McAllister there with a header from long range. Would have done well to beat the keeper from there. Anthony on the edge of the box as well with another pop shot just over the bar. But yeah, I feel like we need to
go that way, man. Just go forward. We make that pass anyways in the end, innit? And
I'm surprised they've not made another change, you know. They've got Gravenberch on the bench. I think he's the only other one where, like, with tired legs, he's got the ability to carry. I know you like your ball carrying midfielders, I can tell.
Yeah.
So
why would you give him that ball there?
Did well to get something out of that.
Go on.
I can't see from his camera. What happened? Did he do well?
Yeah, the ball should have gone out, and then Diallo's kept it in, and then
Gomez nearly killed
Gomez tackled him and almost took the linesman out. It's basically a 3-5-2.
I feel like Bruno just dropping deep is a lot of that is probably for him to do less running because
he's just trying to orchestrate it a little bit now, though, isn't he, as well?
This guy's just been running all game as well. You can't just have
decent performance from Eriksen though since he's come on.
Use Ahmad. Anthony's been really good. Just lay Rashford in there. Just why are you overdoing it?
Ooh.
Fucking disgrace. I mean, it comes down to decision that though, doesn't it?
He took a heavy touch, didn't he?
They're the ones where you can get in trouble, you know, when you chase your touch a bit. That loose first touch, it takes you into a dangerous challenge usually, either on you or against the opponent. sometimes in extra time you feel like it always does go to pens because it feels like both teams are more bothered about not losing.
It's like I was saying before, yeah. Like both teams are leggy, and
I think we are going for it though.
Lads, we are
within
not. We're not winning on pens, so I'd rather it just end.
Go on, play.
Whenever.
Good decision. Come on.
Right, keep it. Go on, let's go. Keep it up.
The crowd are up for it as well, though.
Yeah.
They want this over in extra time.
Yeah.
I can't handle penalties.
Nah, don't tell me he's injured.
Don't tell me he's injured. Is he crying?
Oh, his eye?
Yeah.
I
I thought it was a thing.
Has he just got something in his eye, or did he take a plow or something?
Something in Diallo's eye.
I thought the guy just started breaking down crying or something.
That's what I thought. I thought he'd had a recurrence or something, and he was
fell to his knees.
God, can we take a good corner, please? No. Come on, just focus on the next pass. Oh my God.
What a ball.
Maguire!
Go on.
Play that across.
Put it across.
Right, keeper's that.
Oh, he puts it on the ground.
Good striker's run
great
from
pass,
Maguire.
wasn't
Isn't it? It's a great pass. Maguire,
That's the thing as well.
Maguire's spinning off the shoulder.
We've got 3 defenders on the pitch, but Maguire's playing as star striker.
He stayed up.
This is chaos, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
He got away with that.
We definitely lose on pens to these, by the way.
I just hate penalties.
I hate pens as well.
I can't watch them.
I got PTSD from the Europa League final the other year.
And these lot just get pens done, man. Wembley every time they've done it.
Was it?
Well, Salah's off the pitch, isn't he? So.
Chelsea this year, done Chelsea a couple years back as well.
Comes down to the keeper though, innit? I think Anana's got enough in him to save penalties rather than
Kelleher's really
Kelleher.
good.
Kelleher's good from pens.
That's what you don't know.
He's done it in 2 League Cup. He's done it in 2 League Cup finals, Kelleher.
Do you know what I mean? The issue with set pieces with Liverpool is they only really have Van Dijk as a threat, and he still and Núñez maybe. He still gets his head on it. I'm not saying Gakpo because he's dead, but them ones. They're the worst ones when it's closer because then it's like keeper can't go and then it goes in far post.
Just nothing now on it.
It's a nothing ball.
On his wrong foot.
We're proper relying on that pass now, innit, over the top to Rashford. I hope he gets another one of them chances, man.
Oh, that's awful.
Stride of it.
Oh, get onside. Though.
He was in there. If he could have found it.
Got onside though, innit?
This camera is an issue, isn't it?
It's alright. Go on.
Played. Go on. Just take your time with it.
That'll do.
You know what?
I thought Lindelof.
The
thing is, I feel like I can always.
Well played from Garnacho.
I feel like I can always tell when it's not the actual net and it's a side netting. But it's great play from Garnacho.
I was going to say he could have took it on his stride, but he's got Bradley right there.
He hit that really well. He hit that really well.
Well played from Garnacho.
That's what you want. You want that right decision to be made in that split second.
Right, Joe Gomez has just come off and Shimikas. Another one where you try and stitch you up with the surnames. What? Shimikas comes on for Joe Gomez. Don't know if that's a kind of a point towards penalties. Bit more techie than Gomez. It's a foul.
Well done, Anthony.
Get up.
Got just a few minutes left of this first half extra time, and extra times are always like this, man. They're always like semi-flat and boring because teams are like more scared.
Yeah, they're a bit shaky to risk anything, aren't they?
They must be knackered as well.
Bruno over the top to Garnacho.
Nice spin on that.
Turn. Use your man. Use your man. What's the point of that? Come on. The pass you want to make it early. Well played.
Rashford. Go on.
They just jump on the floor, don't they? Get the whistle blown each time. I expected more from Liverpool, to be fair. Before the game, you'd have thought they'd have been a lot more up for this.
Yeah, because it's not just the quality thing. They just seem like they thought they played like they thought it was a stroll in the park. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't. And then it showed when they went 2-1 up. They played with almost an arrogance that ended up biting them in the arse.
They didn't get themselves out of second gear.
Yeah. Look at that. It's like if that pass is better, we're in trouble there.
I wonder if Anthony could have was better playing that back inside than.
Because you're going to pass that back.
Yeah, like it's taking someone on for the sake of it there.
He's off now, though. He's off now.
Yeah, you wait too long.
Waited way too long.
He's not going to score anyway.
He's done the fucking same again, even if he was off. Not hit the target.
I knew he wasn't going to score, though.
Watch him be onside now.
He always well off though, just Bruno from the moment he picked it up, like he sees him running off.
I still think Rashford. If you're Rashford, you score that. Make the decision.
Just bang it anyways if you're off.
And also it's a question of habits.
Yeah.
Getting habits of putting the ball in the bottom corner, bro.
Yeah. The thing is,
and I think that was tighter than you thought. You know, but he was off, but it wasn't like clear cut, and it was just Bruno needed to be a sec earlier.
No, my point is when there was a moment where Bruno, now I see him off and then he's passed it anyways. I'm just thinking, I think he'll still get another one of them chances and he better bag it.
Yeah.
We're constantly trying to find him, aren't we?
Yeah, they're coming because
we're getting success from this long ball. Like
there's
no need to change it.
I just hope he does it in the Stretford end.
Got Diaz. Diaz has gone to the right wing now. Still not seen Mount. Don't know how fit he is.
We were saying when you were in there, we think he's not fit. We think he's just kind of been put on the bench. He might come on like the 119th minute for penalties or something.
It would be worth having on there for the penalty. Oh, come on then. Fuck.
Oh no.
Told you.
Oh, fucking hell. How lucky and jammy can you be?
That's unbelievable.
I'd have thought he'd score. Alright, so what I told everyone, right, is everyone's kind of fought back on the whole shots against thing with United. And what I did say is, doesn't matter, because every time that you let an opponent shoot, whether it's 25 yards, 30 yards, 15 yards, it's an opportunity to concede. For that very reason, I said, because you can get deflections, can be a keeper mistake, they could end up hitting it really well. You let him shoot, ball deflects, bottom corner.
Too much space. I said goal. Literally, as soon as he got that, I said goal. Just too much space. Like when you went, funnily enough, I said the same thing. Like even if it's not going in, there's a rebound, there's a moment happening. There's something around that.
He's been wrong-footed by
deflection, innit?
There's been that's two of the goals that've been that's so annoying, man.
Maguire as well. I don't know, did you go through his legs?
This is what I mean, though. That's an issue from the start. Like how are we letting this amount of shots every single game?
Come on.
Just running into nothing.
Just use Ahmad there, just not wanting to use the man every time. Don't understand. Come on, man.
Go on! Oh shit.
Look for the cut back there. Well played, Garnacho.
Okay. What? Yeah, that's a great layoff, Garnacho.
Yeah. Two good layoffs. I wish it's hard to be fair to completely wrap your foot around that, but
just from the way Liverpool have approached this extra time and the way we've approached it, we've had the better of it.
Yeah.
To be 3-2 down after that 15 minutes is.
It's now deflected goal as well.
So it's now half time, extra time. We have just conceded, as you've just seen, with a deflected long range effort from Harvey Elliott. and we're now 3-2 down with all to do in the second half.
The thing is
it seemed like the game was kind of sleepwalking towards penalties, but
penalties now.
With a long-range effort, deflection, and Nana wrong-footed, we are now 3-2 down and staring at a FA Cup exit.
The thing is, when it's going right for you, it's going right for you in the season. Like, I just don't doubt it. In the back of my mind, I obviously want us to win, and I want to be positive. But when it's going for you, it's going for you. Like, top teams, like, they just grind it out in these moments, and it feels like Liverpool
goals and a
have
miss
got
it. They miss it. It was an open net. Should have scored it, but on another day, it's a howler, isn't it? And it's the post comes out. It's just gone for them today a little bit.
You're right though, that like everything falls for you when everything's going well, and that was just one of them times.
Just an unlucky deflected goal, because it wasn't even one of those situations where it was like a gaping hole between, but it's just that little space, that pocket. When he came on, Abdullah said he gets into some little pockets in between, and he can be dangerous from there. And he's obviously had a shot. It's not been blocked fully, and we've just been unlucky there. But that's why you try and limit the amount of shots that teams have on your goal.
Why can't we just have one decent, like, memorable win this season? Honest to God, just anything. Give me anything. I'm not even asking for a trophy now. Just give me something decent to remember the season.
There's nothing worse than seeing them jumping up and chanting. I hate it. It's awful.
It'll feel good in a couple of years when we win again.
What I do feel like though is, chances are United will get maybe one more moment or one more chance at least. Do you feel like there's any sort of belief or confidence that we can maybe nick a goal back in the next 15 minutes?
We're going to have to go
I
for
think
it.
so.
I think so.
We'll have to go for it.
We've got players on that pitch that, obviously Rashford's missed that chance there. Like I said, whether it's offside or not, he's got to bag that. But
we're making chances.
He can score, Bruno can score. Like, Anthony obviously has come on, he's got the confidence to try find the net. So there's something there in it. And Mason Mount's on.
Who's he on for?
Well, Mount's finally come on, so we are seeing a little Mason Mount cameo. He might not be as sharp his best, but
who's that for though?
If there's any time for Mount to kind of
Bruno.
No. Okay, I
don't know who's come on for, but
Bruno's there.
Has he chucked another centre back off? No.
Is it Rashford?
No. He's took another centre back off.
Is Ahmad still on the pitch?
Yeah.
And Anthony?
He's playing with one centre back.
To be fair, I'd rather us lose 4-2 now.
He's going Bruno with centre half, isn't he? He's playing in between the two of them. Just
Lindelof, yeah, he has.
Wow.
I'd rather us now lose 4-2 going for it for these next 15 minutes.
Guy's just creating a new system. First. Whole new.
Anthony's gone left back.
This might be the Anthony left back test. Anthony left wing back test, fair play.
It's like they've sat right in now. Easy that.
That was never going to threaten.
Here comes the shithouse time wasting.
You got to be patient. You know, there's 15 minutes, it'll fly by, but it's still 15 minutes.
Whatever happened to the rule of 6 seconds for the goalkeeper?
That's never enforced, by the way.
He's injured as hell.
Hopefully it's just a bit of cramp.
He's looked knackered for so long in this game, though, I swear.
Good, well defended.
Better not give them anything.
No, he's not going to give that.
Yeah.
So there's always a bit of a Shaq rule, though, with big strikers. I feel like it always takes more for referees to give a foul against big, strong strikers.
Was always the same. You used to get fouled all the time.
Sometimes
and they won't give it.
They won't give it.
Yeah.
The bigger player, sometimes it's easier for them to go down as well, because you just nudge them a little bit, and
because they're not as mobile and a balance. But you can get quite aggressive and rough with a big centre forward before they actually. Fuck's sake.
One man
we just got away with the fact he was Gakpo. Yeah.
I haven't been impressed with Gakpo.
We weren't going to find anything.
I'm not gutted we missed out on him.
He's been here so long, and Klopp's still trying to find out where his best position is. I think he's played everywhere but in net for Liverpool.
Oh, fuck off. 2 balls on the pitch.
Oh.
Slowing it right down. You think they'd get hold of it a little bit, but this ref's been useless today.
I'm kind of glad that we didn't get him, because I think Gakpo, how poor he's been at Liverpool, imagine what it would have been like at United.
Yeah. I thought he caught me a bit by surprise because I thought he'd do well. But it's such a different ball game in it, Eredivisie and stuff like.
That's been said a lot, you know. But Suarez
he's knackered, isn't he?
Suarez is the one guy that came from the Eredivisie and like ripped it up.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the levels.
And he's been generally like
picked the ball away again. Just
nothing. They've just
doesn't matter though.
They've got rid of all that directive, haven't they?
When you don't get the consequences, like you'll just keep doing it. Refs just let them do it all game, so that and them drag backs, like.
Okay, no. It's like a 3v2 in there. Still didn't get the second ball almost.
Maguire's playing like 10 positions. Like, look, he goes up now.
This is the time to gamble, though.
So no, it's just.
And again, the deepest player there is Bruno.
Just useless. Just a waste of time. Do you know what? I know I can't say much being bald, but Eriksen's hair is really gone on it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's mad how much slower and like laboured he's gotten as well, because Eriksen was never the quickest or dynamic, but what he did have was legs.
Yeah.
Like he always,
Raf, come on, you're taking the piss now.
Get a little book for wasting time.
Sometimes I wonder, like, you've got 15 minutes here and it's having all these strikers and stuff on the pitch and forwards. It's all right for the last 5 minutes of normal time, but when you do actually have to be a bit patient and try and build a bit and keep hold of the ball, it can be a bit counterproductive, I think.
No, that's a good point.
Has a keeper ever been sent off for time wasting though? Because it's a needless yellow card, but he'll keep doing this time wasting. He won't get another one, will he?
Because the ref will think no.
Straight for the corner.
No way he jammed through that.
What the hell, Eriksen? That was lovely.
Good hold up. Good hold up. I think that's a foul.
All over him, just nothing.
Well done,
really
ref, finally.
Really good play. Good play, that.
Quick time, Anthony's gone.
Yeah, I think there's no time to be taking bare long. No, just a bit of a heavy touch. Maguire's almost exclusively gone up now. Go on, Maguire!
Oh, Jesus, Maguire.
Anything but right at the keeper.
Maguire looking like a prime Fernando Llorente.
Bruno literally is playing at the back, isn't he?
Just keep going for Maguire, innit?
Yeah, he's
funny. This.
The fella. Ooh.
That's rough.
If Bruno's not appealed, you know it's bad.
Who's playing? Dallo looks tired. It was him that messed up.
Someone needs to go to him.
Yes, well in Diallo.
Well in, man.
Hey,
that's it, man.
Liverpool have had so many of those breakaways where they've done fuck all with it. That I actually weren't like it was a 4v2 and I wasn't as nervous as I usually am.
Where have you gone with it though?
Not go forward.
So difficult. It's like you said, when you got this many forwards on, like once, like for example, Ahmad gets it there, he thinks, what do I do next? Like how many times are you really in that situation? But you just got to use it from your mind, innit?
Clever little nudge there by Garnacho. It just didn't really spill for him.
He's good at that, actually. I've seen him do that a couple of times.
Because one major thing with him is his
Where's Mount?
Today, anyways.
One major thing with him
has been the ball.
I don't know.
His physicality.
No, definitely.
Because a lot of people say Garnacho, he's a bit too easy to knock off the ball. Okay, now man, squeaky bum time. Got about 10 minutes left. And we just feel like we need one moment.
Come on.
Like
bit of luck.
Go on.
Play it now.
Yeah!
Come on! Yes! Yes! Come on!
Nearly went.
That was perfect timing. That was the moment.
Fucking hell.
Come on!
Thank you, Darwin Núñez.
Bit of luck.
Come on, man. Go on, get the winner now.
He played it well, didn't he?
He's actually onside.
It would have been so easy to shoot there.
Please be onside.
Nah, it was miles onside because he came from deep. It was like
the guy's somehow always off.
No, it's a clever ball out from McTominay.
Fucking hell.
Well in, Scott. Yo, Ahmad, by the way, Ahmad's good at winning the ball.
That's perfect.
That's not like once or twice. Like Ahmad's actually, he's small, but he's actually not bad at winning the ball. Like he tracked back to get that, and he just put his foot on that ball there. Showing a lot of energy.
This game's made me wish that United were like firing, because I think that Liverpool have been that bad today in terms of our standard that I feel like if we were on song, I feel like we'd have beaten them quite comfortably in the 90.
Yeah, but
and we've got the Old Trafford voodoo usually.
We've still got 7, 8, 9 minutes, and we've got 2 defenders on the pitch.
Who the hell's that? Is that the Clark cute? They need someone in midfield. The thing is, we've got like a million defenders.
But this is what I mean. If this was to go to penalties, they've got a lot of young players on there now.
I wonder if it's worth bringing a defender on. Just give us a bit more cohesion. Who's on? What is it? Maguire and Varane on the pitch still?
No, we took him off.
Who's the other defender? Just Dallo.
It's just Dallo.
It's Dallo and Maguire.
Fair play. You gotta be brave sometimes, innit?
Go on.
Well, I'm telling you guys, this guy, man. Shit. He looks small, but he somehow he just wins the ball.
Look at him.
That low centre of gravity, innit?
Man. I do want to see Ahmad genuinely get a chance though here, man. Like, I know he's not showing anything yet, but at the same time, I don't feel like I've seen enough of a chance.
McAllister rolling around doing roly polies.
Who's got that foul? Is it us? Oh man.
How is that a foul? Liverpool have got a foul.
Have they got that foul?
Yeah, they have.
There is no way.
Unbelievable.
There's no way. His foot is high up.
By
then
the way,
he
lads,
catches him on the side.
I think he touched the ball.
It's he knows that go down, doesn't he?
Oh my God.
Has Mount touched the ball since he come on?
Well done from Scott there. Yeah. Good finish.
It's so weird how
we're bypassing.
Yeah.
Great finish.
It's a tricky ball out of play because you can't. It's got to be
3-3 as well. Don't think anyone would have expected this.
Eric wants it today, man. Come on. What I'd do.
About time, Rashford.
Rashford winner now as well. Off.
I'd do more for a Virgil van Dijk own goal.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That's ultimate hating that. You'd rather win the game with their own goal. Nah, you know, I just need a little like Bruno or Rashford, like one of them guys that you just know, like celebration is just gonna go off.
Be good if Mount got it.
Mount would be good, yeah. No.
What are you
What's he doing?
This guy's definitely tired, man.
Yeah. Bruno, he's playing like a centre back right now.
Come on, Reds, come on.
It's like Abdullah said before. I think he's done that so he don't have to run about as much.
5 minutes.
I think even United are
been a really weird performance from Liverpool. Because even now they've conceded and they're still playing as if they're 2-0 up. I think
they've moved the free kick about 5 yards. Then he's kicked it at him. And then got booked. Like, you're letting him
standing
move the
on
ball.
it for like 1 second, which is standard. Just all them times where they've pulled a man back or something in a transition and he's not giving that as yellow, but that is deemed more of a yellow. That's what I don't
United
understand.
players can't speak to referees. They're not allowed.
It's like that Dallo one at Anfield. You see that.
That was absolutely unreal.
No, but that was like Oliver though,
and you see the descent that's being let go.
Well, in Mount,
he's so rubbish.
Really good.
Just play on him, Gakpo.
Come on,
Garnacho, run off him.
Run off him into the
middle. Go on!
Oh no! What a ball that was!
What a pass though!
Wow.
I can't be fucked with penalties.
Yeah, I want us to win it now. Penalties is not built for.
I'll take a win on penalties.
I mean, I'd take the win, but it's getting it. That's the problem.
It's a great ball. Oh, it's hard. It's hard to score that. You're right. It's just short of him, isn't it? It's not. See, they're getting all these little niggly fouls, aren't they? He's complaining for free kicks over there.
But ref, do you want to book him? Because if United players do that, it was yellow cards.
Come on, Reds, man. I don't want this to go penalties. Really don't.
Yeah, I'd rather us win it in the next 5.
Ten Hag looking sharp in his suit.
I do actually need this to end ASAP.
Mate, you're getting well hungry now.
Yeah. I'm meant to, it's in like 20 minutes, so I'm meant to be breaking my fast. I might have to cancel the restaurant reservation.
Oh no. Remember before when we said we weren't nervous? I'm nervous now.
I'm nervous because I know we're losing on pens. That's why I'm nervous.
I don't know, man. You never know.
I need that last minute winner, man. Just give me something. The worst thing is the hope, because I've not had hope of something nice like that happening all season, and I don't have any hope.
He don't want it there on his left foot. I don't understand that pass. He's knackered.
Why would you do
Stop
that,
giving
though?
him the ball.
Was that man?
Yeah, but that's a decision he makes.
I
there,
know.
though, man. Like, come on. Get
Ahmad.
Good work
He's
rate,
been
Ahmad.
brilliant, hasn't he? He's doing his. You talk about taking your chance and like doing what you've got with the time you've got on the pitch.
Well then. No.
Fucking hell.
I didn't want the Ramsdale thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Come on. Send him on his way.
Oh,
Referee.
That's a foul.
Come on.
He's a foul.
And you book him as
He's
well.
got a ball, but he can't tackle like that. Not
Yeah, he
anymore.
can't.
Yeah, you
Not
know what I
flying
mean?
in like
Not
that.
anymore. Because it looked like he's got a
That's
ball, but you
yeah,
can't go in like
nice
that now.
tackle,
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a proper foul. Oof. When you're flying like that now, yeah.
Yeah, you can't fly in like that now.
So good with the ball at his feet in the on. I mean, not then,
No,
but.
not then.
Somebody's asked to come off then.
Can't come
Has
off,
he?
has he?
Yeah, there's not. I don't think there's any left.
Is any subs left?
This is about as tired as I've seen a bunch of players on a pitch.
You'll have one or two players that got engines where.
Yeah.
I feel like some like Delow's probably going to be fine. Or
Come on.
look, this is what I mean.
Well then,
We've played very front foot.
well then, Marcus,
Not always
come on.
perfect, but everything.
Going.
Anthony's done well back there, hasn't he?
He's done
Just
well since game one, to be fair.
confidence in it. He gets his goal and he's. I mean,
no.
Yes,
Delon.
that'll do, Delon. Great tackle.
What a tackle.
120th minute.
Oh, this is not what we
You
want.
know what it is.
Is he injured? Who was that?
Can't pull.
You might as well just keep Scott
I hope he
as centre
stays
back
on.
now if you can't. Well done, man.
Ooh, that's a painful one.
Might have caught his ankle, mightn't he?
Get something on the break. You know what's happening now. There's just the Liverpool dagger written all over it.
no.
The thing is,
Nah,
I'm
man.
so numb to all of this stuff now. It's
Deal
more
with
about
it.
the
Deal
excitement
with
of the win.
Great header.
Come on, mix up.
Go on.
Come on,
No.
please.
Here we go.
I'm
Here we
begging
go.
you, use Ahmad.
Ahmad Winner would absolutely hit like crack.
Come on, give it him now.
That's a bad pass.
Come on! Yes! Yes! Get in!
Oh, Ahmad!
Yes! Come on, Ahmad! Yes!
Fucking hell!
Fucking scouse prick.
Yes! Yes!
Oh,
What a game! What a game! And it was a shit pass as well. It wasn't a great pass. He
wasn't a
waited
pass,
and
but
he's
look
found
how
a
well
couple.
If he doesn't get his chance now in
Yeah.
this team, I'm sick and tired.
Oh, look at that.
He's been fighting for it since he's come on the pitch, up and down the pitch. He's made the biggest difference off the bench.
Oh, look at that, because that pass isn't great. That's a great touch. That is a brilliant first touch because it gives him the angle.
Honestly, no matter what Ahmad,
He's got to get a chance now, hasn't
no
he?
matter what happens with Ahmad, that is a club legend moment. Just like one of them things that you think
forever.
It's a Makeda.
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Wow, man's fasting as well.
I'm mad.
Yes.
There's still time. Calm down.
I love that.
Unlucky, Ollie.
It's a good game.
Is it over?
That's all it is again.
Oh.
Game's over. United have won it.
That kid, that guy, shit, that's unreal. That
United have won it
framed
right at the
that
depth.
shit.
He's still on it.
Oh, he's still going.
Oh,
He's
Oh,
red.
he got sent off, and Diallo's been sent off for 2 yellows
Oh
for
my
taking
God,
his
he
shirt
forgot.
off. I thought the game was ended.
No.
What was he booked for?
That's such a shit rule, man.
He got booked for moaning at the ref and he just took that off, so he sent him off.
But what was the booking? I didn't see
There's
it.
one where it stood on the thing.
Innocuous stood
It
on the
was
free kick.
over though. The game was over. It was the last minute, ref.
I think you got to have a bit
It's
of.
fair enough,
I was
innit?
going to say.
Fine.
It was 120th
No,
minute.
we know the rules. Let's just try and hang
Ref,
on.
man. You're mocking it now, ref. Just end it.
How is this not the end of the game?
No,
You ain't gonna get off.
we've got to survive this one. Get rid. Nice.
Well,
Take your time
yeah,
now.
time.
Relax.
Ganacho's
Go.
got legs. he
Run
was
it
still
down.
running.
Run it down. Ref, blow now.
Well, I don't know, He's in.
No, he's not going to run badly though. Yeah.
No, that's right. Keep it there. Well done.
Well played.
Well done. That's obviously. That's obviously.
End the game.
Game's over. Blow,
ref.
blow.
I don't think they'll be able to get it up the pitch.
What's this scumbag doing?
And I'm pretty sure that was our throwing.
That is more than over now.
Go on, Bruno.
How
Knock
is
it
he
in the
still?
corner. Knock it in the corner. Yeah, that's
Well
well
That's
done,
it.
Bruno.
You waste as much
Yeah.
time as you want. Look at these cheats. 10
Come
minutes.
Did they even add any on? Is it
How
just
did-
for the
there
goal?
was no added time. We finished the game at 120 minutes. We scored in the last minute. we scored in the last minute.
He's just said 4 minutes. I'm sure he did.
What? He's added 4 minutes.
There was nothing added on in the first half. I mean, we've had what?
Oh,
That's fine. Come on. Right.
What is
This
this?
is a disgrace.
This is a disgrace. You know what's coming now. What's the point? You know exactly what's coming now.
It's going to go.
He's gonna. No, he's letting it. He's letting it.
There we go.
Yes! Come on! Come on!
That could be big.
Klopp's leaving party.
Hey,
Look
take
at
that. Klopp
Take
fucking
that.
farewell tour.
You're not leaving with any more
Hey,
trophies. Go on.
What happened to the little jog back to the dressing room? Fucking
Yeah, walking
specky
off
clown.
Wow.
Yes.
what a game.
United
Come on,
have won
United.
right
What a
at the
win.
death with an Amad Diallo winner. And I've lost my voice. My throat's fucking killing.
That is one of the best
But-
wins in years.
That has been one of the best games
You know
to
I've
watch
been
in a weird
screaming the whole
way.
game.
Do you know what I
Give
mean?
me one thing to leave with this season. I don't care what happens.
Hey,
Just
proper
give me one
Denzel
thing.
Washington moment there. United tonight, we're leaving with something. Do you know what I mean? Because even if we get knocked out next round, fucking knocking Liverpool out.
And they deserved it as well.
Do you know what I mean?
They look this.
When is the draw?
Straight at 15 minutes time.
Is
It's
it?
15 minutes.
Salty as hell, but lads, what do you make of that game? Because I felt like the game was almost in 3, 4, 5 chapters. It felt like.
From,
I mean, so
Yeah,
many
it really
different
was, wasn't
phases.
it?
From Anthony's goal, that was just unbelievable. Like end to end. I mean, to concede an extra time and come back and score 2 in extra time, that very rarely happens.
But
Amazing.
fucking hell. But anyway,
Fought for that.
we will
Really
be back.
proud of it.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, or as soon as possible, with the review. United have knocked out Liverpool and are through to the next round with a last-minute goal from Amad Diallo. And I'll see you in a review in about 5 minutes' time. See you later.